following is a special presentation of Digital Horizons, the leader in sports highlights entertainment.
We start 2007 off with a bang. Joe Dombrowski here ringside, joined momentarily by the prophet of profit, a man with a lot of controversy swirling around him. It's Chris Maverick. And you talk about new beginnings. 2 men on the way to the ring momentarily. We're going to have to undergo a very new and different direction.
It's our opening contest. It is a tag team attraction scheduled for one fall. Introducing to you first, the team at a total combined weight of 435 pounds. They are Team Radford and HENTAI.
Entering the ring now, 2 major members of the Unholy Alliance group that terrorized the IWC for most of 2005 and 2006. It's Dean Radford on the second rope, HENTAI making his way into the ring as well. But with the recent releasings, that's right, the firings of Shirley Doe and Sebastian Doe.
Their opponents at a total combined weight of 460 pounds. They hail from Ozone Park, New York. Mickey Marshall, the Gambino brothers.
Mickey Marshall, Gambino, reunited the Gambino family, added Vendetta to the fold, and we're on a roll as IWC Tag Team Champions until dropping the titles just about a month ago, a little over a month, in a 4-way matchup. Of course, the eventual winners, another couple of guys you know very well, Shiima, Xion, and Jason Gory as well.
I call shenanigans, but we'll get to that later. We've got the match starting here, Joe, if you want to keep your mind on business at hand instead of living in the past.
Well, this matchup erupts into a quick ball. The Gambinos were 2 of the men most affected by the Unholy Alliance's defections over the months. They certainly looked up to HENTAI as well as Shirley Doe at one time, and who's to say they don't anymore based on their change of attitude, but a huge kick, a mafia kick.
Well, Marshall's looking up right now because you see he was on the ground.
Quite fitting by Radford to nail Marshall with that maneuver, as now they double team Mickey. But I got to talk about this tag team division for just a few short minutes. You abandoned Shiima, Xion, Jason Gory, turned your back on them, and started a lot.
Turn my back on them? How do you say I turned my back on them?
You aligned yourself with Eric Ecstasy and Justin Idol, and then moments later, Xion and Gory proved they never needed you in the first place. They win the tag titles. You screw yourself out of a big payday.
They win one match. No, excuse me. No, if you check, I was the manager on record for who last month? If you check, when you look at record books, who does it say is a member of BabyFace Fire? It says Shiima, Xion, Jason Gory with Chris Maverick.
True.
They won the belts. Guess who got paid, Joe Dombrowski? Well, guess who got paid?
Okay, I'll believe that. Double face plant by the Gambinos, but certainly that...
And guess who also signed a contract for the first challengers to the newly acquired...
Oh, God, double spine buster by the Gambinos. Would you care to enlighten us, Maverick?
I believe tonight we will be seeing your new tag team champions in their first tag title defense against one Eric Ecstasy and Justin Idol, sexual harassment.
Referee Bobby Williams has not been able to get any institutional control thus far. The Gambinos just brawling all over the ringside area with Radford and HENTAI, and Bobby Williams getting involved as well, drugged to the outside of the ring.
All right. Look, I've known Mickey and Marshall. Yeah, I know their names. I've known them for years, all right? And they're a couple of thugs.
Wait a second, in the ring, Dean Radford setting up the Radicator on nice guy Mickey Gambino. Bobby Williams on the outside trying to regain his bearings to check on Marshall. Mickey grabbing onto the rope, anything within sight to avoid getting dropped right in his neck with that Radicator. Oh, powder. Seen that several times before from the Alliance. Radicator, hook in the leg by Dean Radford. They pick up a victory.
Here are your winners, the team of Dean Radford and HENTAI.
Well, the half of the Unholy Alliance may be gone, but the old Unholy Alliance line of thinking is certainly not, as we see Vendetta and Jimmy DeMarco now out to ringside checking on the rest of the family. They certainly were not prepared for HENTAI and Radford's tricks. Big mistake on their part.
Well, why didn't they come out before? I mean, you never, if you're...
Well, Vendetta's got a big match with Ray Rowe he's preparing for, and look at this. Marshall, who was very instrumental in bringing the family back together, now chastising Vendetta and DeMarco.
Is Vendetta even related? I mean...
I believe he's a hired heavy. I don't think he's related, but I think he fits in perfectly with this group, but...
Hired heavy? They're movers. Is that what, heavy?
This group not functioning like it did when they were tag champions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a Super Indy 6 qualifying match scheduled for football. Introducing to you first, making his IWC debut, weighing at 172 pounds, hailing from Queens, New York, the good guy, Azrieal.
Great ovation for Azrieal, the standout of Ring of Honor and several New York and New Jersey-based independents, set for a huge match. But quickly, got to welcome back to the officiating staff, CJ Sensation in the ring right now, appointed new head official following the firing of the crooked on the take official, Stephen Tolter, last month. Gotta wonder how Sensation feels about being back in the stripes after such a successful, emotional comeback to the ring over this past fall and winter. But we know he's gonna call matches right down the middle, Mav.
That's always what I look for.
I'm sure.
Fair and balanced. That's my middle name.
No spin zone with you, right?
No spin.
Yeah.
And his opponent, also making his IWC debut, hailing from Okayama, Japan, weighing at 90 kilos, Moribe.
We are looking now at Nobutaka Moribe, the standout from the DDT promotion, as well as Michinoku Pro over in Japan, over in the United States for a select few months for an extended tour. We know he's going to get the best of US-based independent competition here in the International Wrestling Cartel, and he could make a heck of a name for himself, because if he wins this matchup, he's in the Super Indy tournament, Super Indy 6 this April, right here at Court Time. This is a qualifying match.
This April?
Yes, this April.
This April. Oh,
once a year.
I need to put that on my calendar. You sure?
Yeah. Mark.
Didn't we just have one?
Yeah, well, last April. As both men circle each other, Azrieal lock it with Moribe, both of them making their IWC debuts at this time. Azrieal, former Ring of Honor standout some time ago, member of the memorable Special K group from years gone by, but now wants a more serious approach to wrestling out of the zone, and certainly he's done a great job. And if you want any evidence as to how tough Azrieal is, take a look at his trainer, the notorious 187 Homicide.
And he used to chase the Smurfs around a lot.
What?
The Smurfs.
What are you talking about?
They're little blue creatures.
I know what a Smurf is.
Azrieal used to chase them.
I'll take your word for it. I need to brush up on my Saturday morning cartoons. Moribe, you notice the flames on the tights, as well as the word Eddie written on the backside. Both of these men extensively influenced by the late great Eddie Guerrero, which should make this matchup even more evenly matched and intriguing, as we have a quick cover attempt, shoulders down on Azrieal, but quickly gets the shoulders up. Since you're in that deep side headlock, you control the head, you control the body, can go a lot of ways for you. Moribe has an extensive background in Japan. One of his trainers is familiar to U.S. audiences. Dick Togo had a hand in the training of Moribe, as well as Hayate and Masato Orihara.
Don't know him. Can you say that 3 times fast?
Well, I'll try off air. We have a test of strength, but Moribe takes a shortcut here and starts to hammer away on Azrieal. Both these men know the stakes leading into this matchup, but keep in mind on Super Indy 6 this April, of course, IWC Wrestling.
This April.
IWCWrestling.com for all the up-to-date information on Super Indy 6. Going to be the biggest show of the year, the most watched live event of the year. One name has already been announced for that tournament. He doesn't need to qualify. His reputation speaks for itself.
Me? I'm at the
Will you stop that? Former ECW World Champion, TNA X Division Champion, the new effing show, Jerry Lynn, makes his first IWC appearance in nearly 3 years.
Wow.
Check this out. Drop kick as the pace quickens. Actually, almost 5 years for Jerry Lynn, as Azrieal takes the advantage now. On Moribe, gonna fly. This matchup starts to open up. Baseball slide. Moribe dodges out of the way and staggers him with a vicious chop.
Big chop.
And referee CJ Sensation, certainly with his work cut out for him in his first matchup back in the officiating game. We're going to see 2 more Super Indy qualifying matchups here tonight. Jay Lethal makes his IWC debut, taking on hot property Jason Cage. And what a matchup it's going to be when Sweet and Sour Larry Sweeney takes on that paranoid Pied Piper, Showtime Eric Young.
Sweet and Sour Larry, good friend of mine, Larry Sweeney.
I bet.
I like Larry Sweeney a lot.
Moribe now in control of Azrieal. Azrieal, a frequent tag partner and ally of Jay Lethal. Should be interesting to see what will happen if both of those men get into the tournament and matched up against each other.
Which tournament is that?
The Super Indy tournament this April.
This April. I gotta call my receptionist and have her like write that down.
I believe that's April 14th to be exact, but as always, check IWCWrestling.com for
Tax
confirmation.
day. I gotta.
Tax day.
Where's my Palm Pilot? I can make a memo.
Chin lock by Moribe, but apparently CJ Sensation detecting some infractions of the rules there. Certainly a man influenced by Eddie Guerrero, not above the traditional lying, cheating, and stealing that he made so popular over the past several years.
You know, you do what you can do to win. It's not cheating unless you get caught.
I've heard that many, many times. As Moribe, what do you make of that hairstyle of Moribe there?
I don't know about that. Maybe kind of a retro thing, you know. I'd like to see some color in it, maybe a few highlights, you know.
Well, Azrieal highlighting the chest red of Moribe right now, but quick to bury the boot in the midsection and take over control. Think about some of the past Super Indy tournament winners. HENTAI, the first winner, longest Super Indy title reign to date still. That spiraled into a career in Japan for him, several tours since then. Look at Colt Cabana, the Ring of Honor star, Chris Sabin, the TNA megastar, John McChesney, who's been in a ring for just about every major promotion in this continent. Quick cover by Azrieal, doing a thing out, and of course Delirious. Continues to make a huge name for himself all over the world as well. From here to Europe, the TNA to Ring of Honor. Super Indy tournament, certainly not the lone factor in those men's expansions, but a very big part of that stepping stone as we have another lateral press and a kick out by Moribe.
So you're saying that, you know, perhaps winning the Super Indy tournament could take one of these two gentlemen, or perhaps Jerry Lynn to the next level.
Oh, very okay. It could revitalize the career of Jerry Lynn, who spent the past several years on a part-time schedule, working behind the scenes as one of the TNA backstage staff. He wins the Super Indy tournament. He's right back in the limelight, in front of the scenes, in front of the cameras.
I might have to take a meeting with him.
Snapmare. Ooh, that is a hard spinal tap. Lateral press and another kick out by Moribe.
You said spinal tap.
Dial goes up to 11.
Oh, stop it. Moribe, a 4-year pro, has a heavy influence in Lucha Libre, the Mexican style of professional wrestling.
He's Mexican?
Well, no, he's influenced by it. And I mentioned the connection with Eddie Guerrero. Some of Moribe's favorite maneuvers include the Three Amigos suplexes and, of course, the frog splash as well. Reversal into the corner now. Moribe has Azrieal stunned. Drops him with a back suplex. And go rolling senton, lateral press. Azrieal kicks out again. Moribe, to show you the kind of respect he has over there, one of his signature maneuvers as well is a power bomb, the finishing maneuver of the great Sasuke that was handed down to Moribe directly from Sasuke. So that shows you the kind of respect level and the kind of future that Moribe has as far as his most famous of peers are concerned. Jumping kick, counter, super kick to the butt of the jaw. Lateral press 2, and half a second away from seeing Moribe as the second seed in Super Indy 6.
Super Indy 6. That's in August?
That's in April.
April.
Yes. I'm begging you to follow the schedule.
Jeez.
I know you're busy. I know you're in Jamaica.
I got a lot to deal with. You know, a lot goes on.
Well, a lot going on in the ring right now as Moribe has him hooked. Check that out. Variation of an abdominal stretch, but pulling away at the leg and somewhat illegally pulling away at the hair as well. Putting a lot more torque on the body than the standard abdominal.
I just got to chime in. That looks like it hurts a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Stretches out the intercostal cartilage between the ribs. Azrieal charges in with a large foot right to the face.
You got like a copy of Grey's Anatomy over there or something? Where do you get these things?
Azrieal up top. Oh! Hits that Eddie Guerrero influence frog splash. and he gets 2.5. And that's a move Moribe knows very well, having perfected it as well. Check this out. Drives him down. I believe that's the South of Heaven, and he almost got 3. I believe that's one of Azrieal's signature maneuvers, that fisherman driver. I believe that's South of Heaven, but wasn't enough to finish off Moribe.
Yeah.
Can you believe the action, Maverick, we are seeing here just in the qualifying round? Just a small taste of what's in store to come once Super Indy 6 comes our way. Look how Azrieal hung up, and a backcracker, elevated backcracker takes him down.
We could be looking at one of the next 2 Super Indy champs when they win the tournament, which I believe is in April.
That is
in April. I mean, you should write that down. I don't know if you, we're having a big tournament. We do it every year.
That's a very good and completely accurate observation from you. And listen to this crowd on fire.
Yeah, they love me.
And Azrieal, not for you, give me a break. And Moribe starts to mount to the top rope. Is he going to go for a potential frog splash here? Oh! Went for that Eddie Guerrero helo, but Azrieal out of the way. Back up top goes the New Jersey standout. Connects. Oh! Double stomp to the back of the head. One of the signature moves of Azrieal is 4-3.
Here is your winner, the good guy, Azrieal.
What an amazing matchup. Portions of this audience giving this match a standing ovation, as they should. And just the qualifying matches, and these guys are already putting it all on the line and showing you why they deserve to be the next Super Indy Champion.
When's that tournament? I gotta...
This April 14th, IWCWrestling.com for details. Azrieal joins Jerry Lynn in the field of 8 for Super Indy 6 supremacy. Jason Cage on the way to the ring. But did you notice what I just noticed who walked into this building?
Wait, I'm sorry, was that? Was
obviously not. Stephen Coulter, the crooked referee that got fired from here last month, just walked in the front door.
Where?
Like, he's right to your left right now, Genius.
Oh!
Coulter, I guess he bought a ticket. I guess it's a band here tonight. And he does not look happy that he's on the outside looking in after losing his job after months of being on the take and power hungry.
Well, I mean,
kid's gotta work.
Here we go.
And his opponent, making his IWC debut, he hails from Elizabeth, New Jersey. He's at 205 pounds, Jay Lethal.
The youngest member of the TNA roster, 21-year-old Jay Lethal, the standout from Elizabeth, New Jersey, making his IWC debut here tonight, and is already thrusted into a Super Indy 6 qualifying matchup, and certainly Lethal, very, very deserving of the honor. But then again, Jason Cage has looked great in recent months as well.
So this is Jay Lethal versus Jay Cage.
Very true.
Okay. I have a strong feeling that Jay is going to go into the Super Indy tournament, which is in April.
Yeah, Jay, good prediction there. You sure you can keep these guys straight?
The one in the, wait a minute. I think.
One's a little taller if you need to tell them apart.
All right.
As both men circle one another. Hot property Jason Cage has been a standout young star for several months here in the IWC, and certainly still coming into his own and still developing. Certainly Cage's best years are yet to come, but what a big test, possibly the biggest of his short career here in IWC against Jay Lethal. What a night it could be for Jason Cage in just one night, carve out his reputation, and become a lot more nationally recognizable if he captures the Super Indy title. You go through Jerry Lynn, you go through Azrieal. Cage knows the pressure's on the line here. He has never had a bigger opportunity in his career than he does here now, but he's facing one of the absolute best in the world.
Okay.
And we've seen Jay Lethal on TNA television past several weeks participating in the Paparazzi Championship Series, but certainly Lethal can go. He can wrestle with the best of them. And
I think he's going to...
just sweeps that leg, takes it down. Lethal starting out very basic, very tentative. I don't think Lethal has had a lot of time to scout Jason Cage. They're certainly very smart, but
Cage had a lot of time to scout Jay Lethal.
Well, that's a very good question. But certainly when you're on worldwide television, it's hard to hide much of your strengths and/or weaknesses. I'm sure Cage knows Lethal a little better than Lethal knows Cage, but it's all about how you perform in that ring right here tonight. And Cage certainly knows he's got to put it all on the line here. Lethal swings and misses, but Cage comes back with a knife edge chop. And I think that somebody just woken Jay Lethal up a little.
I believe what he's doing there is giving him a moment of pause. You know, I don't think, I mean, if you take a look at Jay Lethal, it doesn't look like he was quite expecting that kind of fire. It knocked him back, didn't knock him off his feet, but it made him stop and take Jason Cage seriously.
Well, I think the biggest mistake you can make great momentum there to control the top wrist lock by Jay Lethal. Great fluid motion there, but the biggest mistake you can make against Jason Cage is underestimate. We've seen Jason Cage out here.
Whoa!
A lot of times he's a victim of the numbers game. It's great to Joe Lethal, who returns that chop, and Lethal showing Jason Cage, anything you can give to me, I can dish right back to you.
Yes, again, a moment of pause. See, now Jason Cage will not underestimate Jay Lethal.
There you
because
go.
I believe the biggest mistake you can make is to underestimate Jay Lethal.
That certainly is a very big mistake. Jay Lethal, such grace in his movements in the ring, specializes moves like that dragon suplex, a lethal injection. How about that Dynamite Kid style top rope headbutt? We've seen Jay Lethal so much great aerial offense. It's going to serve Jason Cage, I would think, to ground the youngster. I say youngster, but still in their early 20s. But to ground Jay Lethal and to certainly keep him from flying and certainly keep him within Cage's grasp, as he's trying to do right now. Lethal tries to muscle up and counter. Cage takes him down with that back suplex. Lethal tried to spring up and move it into a Bulldog, but Cage had a great counter.
Crowd's kind of behind Jason Cage here.
Well, Cage has earned a lot of people's respect here in the IWC with the effort he gives month in, month out. He may not always win, but you always see that heart and that determination come out. And there's
big
a great
drop kick
into the jumping side kick from Jason Cage, who now has Jay Lethal on the defensive, goes for the cover, gets a count of 2. Lethal able to pull up the left shoulder. So still early on in this broadcast, already 2 Super Indy qualifying matches, 1 still to come. Action absolutely off the page here at a new beginning too, and this is the start of another new era for IWC.
5 minutes has elapsed in this contest. 15 minutes remain.
I gotta say I'm liking this new era. What do you think, Maverick?
You know, I mean, I liked a lot about the old era. I liked a lot about the new era. You know, I'm always looking for something new. And whoa, that was kind of...
Lethal with a handspring up into the Hurricane Rana. Didn't get all of it, but was still able to power Cage over.
Just knocked Cage right out the ring there.
And Lethal says, part the seas. We're talking about how graceful this kid is. Gonna fly through the ropes. Tope connects. Did Lethal land on his feet there? I think he did. Even more impressive.
I don't think Cage landed on his feet. I can't quite see.
Certainly not. You notice Chuck Roberts, our ring announcer, a moment ago, announcing the time interval. Super Indy qualifying matches, 20-minute time limit to put away your opponent.
So what happens if you don't? I mean, does somebody get a bye in the tournament?
I would assume the seed would have to be filled at a later date. That's a good question for management. This is not officially part of the tournament. This is not a bracket of 16.
I see.
These are qualifying matches to get in. So certainly if neither of these 2 men can qualify, certainly someone else's opportunity may arise.
Somebody else's opportunity? Is that? Are you saying you're throwing your hat into the ring,
not
Joe?
Not my opportunity. Maybe Xion, Justin Idol, Eric Ecstasy, maybe they want to enter. Count of 2.
I might have to look into that.
Please do.
When is that tournament again?
It's April 14th. As long as you look into it.
I wonder if we're free.
As long as you look into it far away from me, I'll be happy. Lethal with a chin lock now. Slowing the pace down after matching Cage shot for shot in the quickness category. But listen to this crowd getting behind Jason Cage. I think this is probably the biggest response Jason Cage has ever got. Hip toss into the handspring, comes over the drop kick. Great two-part combo move by Lethal as he hits a near fall on Hot Property.
I thought his name was Jason.
Hot Property Jason Cage.
Hot Property Jason Cage. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's on his keister there if you want to take a gamble.
I'm sorry, I don't look at other men's keisters, Joe. I mean, have some couth here.
Knife edge shot by Jay Lethal. And you don't look more like Goff. To be that as a med. Lethal in full control of Cage now. Has him dazed back in the corner after that knife edge chop. And you can hear those shots echoing throughout this huge Core Time Sports Center. Lethal hurting his own hand on the shot. Oh, look out. Lethal ejection time, that dragon suplex. Coming up. Cage fights out of it. Goes for it one more time, but Cage reverses. Now he's behind it. Oh, drops him down. Neck breaker, back breaker combo. Just bends Lethal's body across Cage's own body for 2.5. Very innovative, very inventive by Hot Property.
So you talked about, how much of an injection to somebody's career qualifying for the Super Indy tournament could be. But if Cage is to beat Lethal here, isn't that an injection? I mean, Lethal's an X Division competitor for TNA.
Absolutely.
So both men have something on the line here for their own home promotions and for the other promotions.
Oh, no doubt about it. Plus, bragging rights on top of that. If Cage could say, I beat Jay Lethal, that's a huge step in his career. But listen to these back and forth knife edge chops, reminiscent almost of Loki and John McChesney. But check this out. Jumping into Gory kick, Jay Lethal connects. Super kick right to the side of the face. Lethal covers. 2-0.
Wow, he kicked out of that?
Almost a count of 3. Credit's due for Jason Cage for surviving that super kick.
Is he missing teeth?
And this is making Jay Lethal turn up the heat now on Jason Cage. Look out, Cage trying to fight back. Check out the fight in Jason Cage. He will not lie down. He will not die in this matchup.
Uh-oh. Oh, back.
Cage. Oh, came up a little short. Lethal connects with another 2-shot combo for 2.5. Wow.
I think it's safe to say that both of these guys really want this match. Couple of near falls there.
Lethal now. Gonna send Cage to the ride. Jason Cage reverses it. But Lethal ready for him. Cage ducks the head too early, but connects the second attempt with the spine buster. Lethal hits the back of his head, but only gets 2, does Cage. Lethal still enough to kick out. And again, the drive. These men are pushing their bodies through to survive just this qualifying round. What's it gonna be like? Super Indy 6 as Cage with a
rolling net breaker.
Moss cover 3-handled family Gradunzo. Shades of Perry Saturn. Cage up top, feeling it. High risk situation. Cage with a frog splash. Lateral press, 2 and 2.5. Wow. Can you believe this fast-paced action we are seeing just in the qualifying round? Win, lose, or draw, Jason Cage is proving something to me, Maverick.
Well, I mean, lose, I don't know that he proves anything. I mean,
put up a hell of a fight, though.
Well,
Lethal from behind, Cage reverses. Wait a second. Inside cradle, Cage with a cradle. Lethal shoulders down. Lethal reverses. Lethal with the cover.
Wait, who won?
I believe Jay Lethal reversed the cover.
Oh.
And now in the Super Indy 6 tournament, Jay Lethal.
Well, Jay Lethal becomes name number 3 in Super Indy 6 this April. But what an incredible contest. Maverick, it had to have been entertaining.
It was entertaining. Joe, I have to retire and go plan a few things for later on this evening. It's always nice working with you.
I'll try to get by without you.
Well, good luck there. I know it's hard.
If only you would retire, we'd be a lot happier here. But that was Chris Maverick. We thank him for joining us. Jay Lethal, the winner, the 3rd entrant of 8 into this April Super Indy 6 tournament.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing to you first, escorted to the ring by all members of the Gambino brothers, weighing in at 210 pounds, from Freebie Crossing, North Dakota,
time, but certainly a lot more unified than we saw earlier tonight. All 4 members are at ringside for this Vendetta singles matchup against Ray Rowe. Of course, Vendetta and Jimmy DeMarco, the cousin of the Gambinos, nowhere to be found. And the Gambinos were conned out of a victory thanks to former Unholy Alliance members HENTAI and Dean Radford. But I don't think the newly reunited Gambino family is going to let that happen at all anymore here tonight. Perhaps no man before him here in IWC. Ray Rowe has become a phenomenon and a sensation here in this, in the past, not even a year, he's been in the IWC. Ray Rowe has gained such a cult following, along with his Cleveland Mafia tag team partner, J-Rock. And here he goes one-on-one, one of the rare times we see Ray Rowe going one-on-one in IWC, and listen to those vicious chops. Of course, Ray Rowe and J-Rock have focused on tag team competition recently. Former IWC Tag Team Champions, but certainly Ray Rowe has all the tools and all the following to get it done in any division he sees fit. Huge knife edge, look out. Rowe, hooks Vendetta overhead with a T-bone suplex. As we are now joined by the walking wounded Hot Property Jason Cage, and I can see the marks on your chest from that brutal matchup you had with Jay Lethal. Real quickly, how you feeling?
Oh man, very good. I felt the moment he gave me a great challenge. You know, I wish sometime more down the road I could get my hands on him again, because I think if I get my hands on him a second time, it'll be a different outcome.
Well, it's certainly be great to see Jay Lethal in the ring one more time, as Ray Rowe is a one-man machine out here, backdropping Vendetta onto both Gambinos. Now he's got the cousin, Jimmy DeMarco, that turned his back eye off the ball. Vendetta capitalized.
Definitely did.
And certainly, as I was saying a moment ago, certainly, Jason Cage, you showed a lot of intestinal fortitude to these fans with what is possibly the fight of your career against Lethal. Wait a second, all 3 Gambinos are out of here.
That's a blow.
New senior referee CJ Sensation getting involved, flexing around that power that he gained thanks to the firing of the crooked referee Stephen Coulter.
Thank God.
Who's still watching to our near left over here in the back of the building.
That's okay. He can sit back and watch all he wants. We got the real power in hand.
Oh! And Vendetta goes downstairs on this suplex machine. Ray Rowe in a suplex of his own.
I've been in the ring with all these men, and I can't say it's ever been easy, Joe.
That's right. Vendetta, certainly his videotape study and his knowledge of wrestling's past, second to none, but he'll need every suplex in the book to combat Ray Rowe's arsenal. Ray Rowe, a trained mixed martial arts fighter, and there's a Uranagi suplex, the rock bottom, dished out by Vendetta.
Wow. Very, very impressive contest this far, Joe. Very impressive. Can't tell who's going to come out. Oh, what is this?
And certainly more Vendetta style than Ray Rowe's. I don't think Ray Rowe has ever encountered the people's elbow. I don't think he's about to either.
Here comes the people's suplex.
Second suplex on the head, compressing the vertebrae.
Uh-oh. There it is.
Submission attempt here.
There it is. Look at the wrenching of the back.
Step over toe hold into the chin lock.
There it is.
Vendetta tap. Rowe with a quick win.
Very nice.
Winner by submission, Raymond.
What a victory from the suplex machine. Ray Rowe scores huge against Vendetta. Overcomes comes the arsenal of all the Gambino members. Ladies and gentlemen, Ray Rowe unstoppable. The entire Gambino family could not do it. And
Ladies and gentlemen, the following tag team attraction is scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit, and it is for the IWC Tag Team Championships.
tag title set to be on the line. Joe Dombrowski at ringside. My new special guest, Jake Richards, making his debut as an IWC broadcaster. Welcome to the broadcast position, sir.
It's a pleasure for me to be here, Joe.
Introducing first the challengers. Now escorted by their manager, Maverick, and he represents at a total combined weight of 469 pounds. The team of Air and Ecstasy, Justin Xion, Harassment.
It was 1 month ago when Chris Maverick showed his true colors. The jealousy over the Shiima Xion Jason Gory partnership, leaving him on the outs, caused him to turn his back on his former tag team and side with sexual harassment, Eric Ecstasy and Justin Idol. But certainly, Mr. Richards, Maverick's going to screw himself there. His former team won the tag titles just moments later.
Well, both these teams are both very, very capable.
Never would have thought this team would have existed, but now they're the champions.
Yeah, these two get along like a cat and a fish.
At a total combined weight of 325 pounds, they're the reigning IWC Tag Team Champions, the team of Jason Gory, Shiima Xion, BabyFace Fire.
Gory and Xion even more popular than ever now that they got rid of that dead weight. They ditched Chris Maverick just as he ditched them. Xion and Gory proving they can do it all along. They never needed Maverick in the mix by causing distractions and taking part of their money.
That's a manager's job. He gets his 10%. You got to give it to him.
I guarantee it was a lot more than 10% the way Maverick negotiated
I
that.
don't know if you guys know this, but today marks a date in wrestling history. Yes, it transcends this match. Hell, Justin, it even transcends the wrestling industry. Today is Justin Idol's birthday.
Happy birthday, Mr. Idol.
Justin, you know,
I think
that
he's
talking
43.
llama I ordered off eBay didn't come in for you. But I went to Victoria's Secret on the way here. I got you a present.
Uh-oh.
Well, it's not for you. It's for me to wear for you.
I'm not touching that.
I probably shouldn't have said that out loud.
Years ago,
But anyway,
I'm ashamed to admit
I
this,
talked to Norm,
but I saw
and everybody's
Eric
going
Ecstasy
to work with me on this.
wearing
It's the first ever IWC sing-along.
negligee.
And if you don't sing, Norm's just going to throw
he
you
looked
out.
like a game of two bar on the solid.
On the count of three.
Oh.
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday.
And it's sing-along time with sexual harassment.
Happy birthday.
Maybe a little later.
to you.
I'll send him a card.
Happy
You're the voice of IWC. You should have a good singing voice, Joe.
Happy
You'd think that in theory.
birthday. You want your own song?
Justin Idol does not like these machinations of Eric Ecstasy. He just wants to win the damn tag team titles as this matchup starts rather abruptly. I don't know about you, Mr. Richards, but it seems like Justin Idol still not too comfortable with Eric's outside the ring advancements.
What are you trying to say? He has strange proclivities?
You could go that route, I suppose. Enzuigiri kicked by Jason Gory. Shiima Xion spins off with a beautiful Hurricane Rana. BabyFace Fire taking control of sexual harassment in the early going of this contest. Eric set hard into the buckle. Eric certainly has the size advantage in this contest, but we'll see if Gory and Xion's speed can offset that. Their new motivation here, their new manager at ringside. Chris Maverick's got to guide these guys back on the offensive. Able to duck out of the dives, but oblivious to what's going on behind them. Up top, double missile drop kick takes both men down.
This team of BabyFace Fire, they are just incredible to watch. I can't think of any two faster athletes I've ever seen in my whole time around this business.
Xion hammering away with the forearm shots, but Eric goes to the eyes.
It's like they say, no matter how much you work out, there is no eye machine at the gym.
Very true. As Idol comes in, but Shiima Xion there to meet him with a pair of arm drags. Gory gets in his licks as well. And as
That
mismatch,
was a punch. He didn't lick him.
well, I guess I should clarify that in this match. But as much as you want to say that Ecstasy and Idol seem to be the odd couple outside the ring, they gel so well as a tag team.
Well, it's just their difference is a matter of personal opinion and how one lives their life. It has nothing to do with their actual ability.
Right. As long as Idol can keep focused and Ecstasy can keep focused off of Idol. Mid-ring, or rather in the corner, collision between both men. And,
That's weird.
well, it's a little bit odd, I agree. I don't think Idol realizes that, but look how Idol springs up with a drop kick, perhaps baited Shiima Xion in.
He is a master baiter. I mean, a technician in the ring.
Count of 2. I knew we'd go down that road sooner or later. Whip into the buckle, Idol charges in, Xion able to slip through the ropes, springs in with the crystal pistol, face plant right to the ground.
Is that a double entendre?
Well, you seem to be the master of them this evening, you tell me. Xion gets a near fall.
When I wrestled in Mexico, I was known as the king of the entendres. Ray Entendre.
Double whip by BabyFace Flyer, great drop kick by Gory connects.
I think Idol just spit out a tooth.
I would not be surprised. That kick caught him very, very high. Might have been in the facial region as we have a count of 2 there. Once again, says referee Bobby Williams. Idol able to cut off the advantage. Tag in Eric Ecstasy. Despite all the weight loss and despite how great a shape he's gotten into over the past year or two, still a very big guy. He hovers around 240, 250, 260.
He's incredibly strong. I actually have experience wrestling this man in the past, and he could literally throw you around like you wouldn't believe. Possibly pick up a refrigerator, toss it at. He's just incredibly strong.
And Gory now controlling both members of Sexual Harassment, but both men able to slip out of the way. A little surprised at the lack of involvement from Chris Maverick thus far. Gotta wonder where that's gonna lead.
Well, Chris Maverick knows a thing or two about being on the outside of the ring.
But check this out.
Oh, shades of the Steiner brothers.
Elevated Bulldog from the top rope. Great double team offense. It seems every month Sexual Harassment seems to develop some type of new high-impact double team maneuver, and it almost paid off in that instance.
That is one of the ways to make your name in the indie scene, to have something that no one has done before, and something that's so high impact that it just blows the fans' minds when it happens. Well, the thing about Chris Maverick, though, he knows what he's doing out there on the floor, and he knows when to get his shots in.
That's right. You talked a moment ago about the Sexual Harassment dynasty, the most decorated dynasty in the history of the International Wrestling Cartel. I believe
that is not true.
I believe 4 tag titles between all the.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, they have held the titles in those times. However, there was one team that was their better.
You want me to acknowledge the Devil's Advocates?
You should always acknowledge the Devil's Advocates.
Certainly had, I believe more tag title reigns as far as specific members of the group.
Yeah, overall they are 5-time tag team champions in various areas.
Excellent. Elevates Gory, the huge back body drop. This is a chance for Eric to get back on top of that tag team mountain. Has not.
And which is odd because normally Eric likes to be on bottom. Joe, you're flush.
Good Lord, fans. Why Mr. Richards? Camel clutch, cinched in, and I will not even get into Iron Sheik quotes or anything that you could say out of this.
Now, the referee can't see it, but Gory had the rope twice with his foot and they didn't break it. It's bad positioning on the ref and not paying attention. Oh, strong elbow to the spine by Idol.
Is there a tag there?
It doesn't, if I heard the noise.
Might have been that Jeff Gorman trademark phantom audio tag.
I heard, and then they switched. To me, that's a good tag.
Certainly good enough in the eyes of Bobby Williams at this stage, as it's Justin Idol in control. One half of the tag champions, Gory, tries to connect with a sunset flip. Can he get to Eric in time? Cannot. Oh, near fall there.
He probably should have gone with the QAS instead of just the sunset flip.
Very true. Perhaps Gory doesn't think Idol softened up enough for it yet, but Who knows how the strategy of Gory and Xion has changed now that they don't have Maverick sitting in on the team meetings?
Well, based off of their past successes, they're quite capable on their own without someone pulling their strings.
Oh, very true. Spinning flatline. Idol takes Gory down. Might have dazed him, but not enough for 3. Certainly
Only dazed, not confused. Knowing where he was, knowing what he had to do.
Certainly Maverick's selfish behavior and babyface fire, his intent on screwing Jason Gory out of victories and eliminating him, forcing him out of the team, politicking him out of the team, you might say. Certainly that had its adverse effect on babyface fire. They were losing a lot of matches for a while, but isn't it great to see the moment Maverick leaves, they capture those tag team titles. Eric went for a suplex. I don't know if Gory countered or Eric changed his mind, but
no, he has the strength he has. He holds him up as the blood rushes to his head. He gets disoriented. Then he brings him down. Boom with the DDT. A lot of force, and that could be the kind of thing that coupled with a bear hug like this, he's shaking him around. He already has an extra amount of blood in his head from holding him upside down. Now he shakes him like that. Gory will probably pass out from this hold.
Very smart.
Now, I know he has a lot of heart, but the strength, the power of a guy like Eric executes.
Gory able to loosen the hold and finally break free. Catches him. Oh, slam. Drops him. Is that power you were talking about?
And again.
Hangs
Good
on.
Lord.
Wow. I don't know if I've ever seen a double choke slam executed in quite that way.
Me either. That's the first. That might be the first time it's ever happened in the history of this sport.
Tag into
Making
Justin
this
Idol.
potentially the greatest night in the history of this great sport.
Thank you, Tony.
Jake.
Yeah. Look out. Idol.
Shades of the old sexual harassment. That was a move that they were quite fond of before. And now Eric's going to want to jump off of Idol's back and try.
I think Eric wants Idol to get to his knees, but maybe not in the way Idol thinks. And yeah, Idol's a little hesitant. Oh God, that didn't work. Got 260 coming out.
And there it is.
QAS for 3. No. Ecstasy able to wiggle free. Maybe it was just the momentum that caught Gory off balance. Either way, sexual harassment is still alive in this match. And now
The fans are chanting for babyface fire. They really want to see these young guys win.
crunch time for both Idol and Gory to get to the corner and get a tag.
Digging down deep. Idol has no one to tag to. Maverick's trying to pull Ecstasy over to the corner.
Ecstasy's worse off than Idol at this point.
There is the tag.
And starting on with a huge graceful crossbody. And
Like Ricky Steamboat.
Ecstasy props himself back up. Drop back down again. Yeah. Shiima Xion, definitely the freshest man in this matchup. Had a lot of minutes out there on that apron to catch his breath, but only gets a count of 2. And Eric, look out from behind, as scary as that sounds.
And while you're out there, you plan on what you're going to do when you finally get that one big opportunity.
Backbreaker over the shoulder.
That'll crack a vertebra.
Cover, count of 2, but Shiima Xion kicks out. Almost shades of Hercules Hernandez for that move.
Didn't he always, I thought Hercules had him up like a torture rack and then dropped him.
I said but watch Idol. Idol in the ring. I believe Idol is the legal man. Oh, wait a second. Double underhook. Into a brain buster.
Out.
Idol
That's it.
drills him. Oh, if Shiima Xion was not there, we'd have new tag team champions.
You are correct.
From lust to dust, Xion looking to finish it.
Looks like he's reversed into a back hot shot.
Face first, right in that turnbuckle pad. Not a lot of padding between that and steel. And Idol to the outside with a pescado. Meanwhile, in the ring it is Eric Ecstasy and Jason Gory, I believe the illegal man.
I had one of those the other night at this great Mexican restaurant.
That might have been something else. Gory kicking away. Trying to cut off the vertical base and then climb up on top of Ecstasy. Can he take him down?
Snake eyes, so to speak.
And now Ecstasy has him up. Idol gonna come up the top here. Sexual harassment, more tandem offense. Gory, ducks underneath.
Wow.
He got through.
The presence of mind of young Jason Gory. He saw an attack coming, he was able to duck out, rolled him up for a 1, 2, 3. That was was an incredible move.
IWC Tag Team Champions, BabyFace Fire!
BabyFace Fire grab their belts and roll out of the ring. There are 3 men in the ring across from them who are very upset with them.
Shiima and Jason Gory proved once again they never needed Chris Maverick to get it done in the ring. Maverick's attempts at revenge on his former team are thwarted. Here, Aaron XC and Justin Idol come up just short, but our reigning champions are. Say it loud, crowd, Jake.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was watching what was going
The
on.
tag team champions are still
BabyFace Fire. Oh, double team on Chris Maverick, but he grabs the ropes and gets out of Dodge.
That's what Maverick deserves, but BabyFace will have to wait till another day to get their hands on the man that almost sabotaged their career, the alleged prophet of profit, Chris Maverick.
Well, he has proven winners before. Chris Maverick is the prophet of profit.
So he can get it done, but
His 10% is going to be a lot less tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a rematch from a New Beginning 1, scheduled for 1 fall with a 30-minute time limit, and it is for the IWC Super Indy Championship. Introducing to you first, the challenger, weighing at 180 pounds, from West Hollywood, California,
Troy Lord put his singles career on the map 1 year ago in this building when he wrestled Super Indy Champion John McChesney to a time on the draw. 1 year later, and a lot of personal, emotional, physical, and mental turmoil under the bridge for Troy Lords. Can he get it done this time around? This is Lord's first match back from that brutal, unforgettable match of the year winner on IWCWrestling.com, the last man standing match with his former mentor and teacher, HENTAI.
His opponent is the reigning IWC Super Indy Champion. He hails from Erie, Pennsylvania, weighs in at 200 pounds, and he is John McChesney.
The fabulous one, John McChesney, IWC's only 3-time Super Indy Champion in history. One of the most decorated title reigns of all time. And we've seen him go face-to-face, toe-to-toe with men, the best men all over the world. From Loki and Christopher Daniels to IWC homegrown, like Balls Hot Troy Lord. And more often than not, fabulous John McChesney comes out on the winning end. But McChesney could not beat Troy Lords a year ago at this time. McChesney had to settle for a draw against Balls Hot. McChesney does not know if he can beat Troy Lords, and vice versa. A lot of uncertainty leading into this match.
Fans, don't forget 1 fall, 20-minute time limit for the Super Indy Championship.
See, Troy Lords determined his first matchup in 2 months is a Super Indy Championship match. Troy Lords' history, his journey from humble beginnings, training to become a wrestler up until now, well documented in recent months thanks to his rivalry with HENTAI, of course, the saga of Troy Lords versus HENTAI on IWCWrestling.com. So in-depthly recounted Lord's career and his journey to regaining the inner fire, regaining that motivation, to be a leader, a champion, a mentor that can be looked up to, and certainly one of the few things that HENTAI has done that HENTAI student Troy Lords has not been able to do is capture that Super Indy Championship. HENTAI held it for about 51 weeks. It's still a record that is yet to be broken. Troy Lords has that opportunity to win Super Indy Gold. Many call Troy Lords the uncrowned winner of Super Indy 5. It was HENTAI that injured Troy Lords before Lords' final round match with Delirious. Lords ended up passing out thanks to the pain in that knee. That knee was bothering Lords for 7 months afterwards. But this is Lords' chance to get back on track after being derailed for 9 months, back into Super Indy title contention. But to do it, he's got to beat one of the most dominant men in IWC's recent history. McChesney has been on a roll for the better part of the past 2 years. It's going to be very, very tough for Troy Lords to overcome here, but if anybody can do it, it is Balls Hot. Keep in mind, HENTAI never gave Troy Lords credit for being able to carry the Super Indy title or even being able to beat HENTAI, but Lords certainly proved that wrong in the last man standing match. It's called Nobutaka up mid-ring, Lords with the go-behind. No bad blood here that I can detect, that I know of. No real resentment between these two men. Certainly this is going to be a purest dream, at least it seems so in the early going, a technical masterpiece. Neither one of these men have any reason to brawl. They want to out-wrestle one another. They want to earn that championship, whether it's to retain it or gain it for the first time. As a couple of arm cracks there, both men have the same idea. And both men up into a standoff. Great offense thus far by both Lords and John McChesney, as no clear advantage in the opening moments of this contest. Keep in mind, Super Indy title on the line in this matchup. Got to mention Super Indy 6 coming your way this upcoming April, right here at the Court-Time Sports Center, IWCWrestling.com for all the information. And I'll tell you this, whoever can make it through this Super Indy matchup has a huge pool of talent to work their way through. With Jerry Lynn going to be involved in Super Indy 6. We have Azrieal going to be involved in Super Indy 6. We have, oh Lord.
Hold on, let me get my headset on here.
Your headset. We are now being joined for the Super Indy title matchup by Jimmy DeMarco, cousin to the Gambino brothers, and certainly Mr. DeMarco, things are not going as planned for the family so far tonight.
Well, you know, that's all your point of view, Dombrowski.
Well, certainly that's an outsider's perspective. Perhaps things are different in the family meetings, but we have an incredible technical matchup going on right now as Fabulous John McChesney defends that title against Balls Hot Troy Lords. And I know you being an individual that's followed both men for many years and in some respects has looked up to both men in the past. Not sure about your views now, but certainly this has to be a matchup we're looking forward to, not just as a member of the locker room, but also the family.
Well, I've actually never looked up to either of these men because they follow the rules. And in case you don't know, I'm a villain.
I've heard that about you.
But I would say that I respect Fabulous, not so much Troy Lords, because he broke my arm. You can purchase that on No Excuses 2 if you like. Or no, that's No Excuses Uno. You can get that on the website too, Digital Horizons.
That's great. Great plug for our friends Tony Fiore and Digital Horizons at dhvideos.com as McChesney goes for the cover temp count of 1. And Balls Hot Troy Lords is trying to neutralize McChesney, keep him grounded with that front chancery. But I touched on it a moment ago. These men had a matchup at the last beginning, this past January 2006. Went to a time limit draw. We're not really sure who the better man is. Neither man knows if they can really beat the other one, but they're going to find out tonight, and they have the Super Indy title on the line as well.
Did you ever hear that old saying that going to a time limit draw is like kissing your sister? Have you heard that before?
Well, I might have.
Well, I think that would be a good thing either way for the IWC fans, since a lot of them have never kissed a girl, period, and they would take what they could get. Especially a guy like Troy Lords, who, let's face it, isn't the best looking stud around.
Arm dragged by McChesney, and you wonder why you were first runner-up most hated of the company. Come on now.
You know, I'll take that as a public relations snafu on my part. I've really got to get closer to these fans. What a move that was.
Jumping sidekick by Troy Lords. Certainly not a snafu on the part of Balls Hot. And you got to give Troy Lords credit. Ever since defeating HENTAI, ever since standing up to HENTAI, that rivalry throughout much of 2006 with that inner fire with Relent and Troy Lords, we've seen Troy Lords better than ever before.
Oh yeah, I mean, all kidding aside, Troy
Recover
Lords,
attempt here, 2 count, no.
he is a hard hitter.
5 minutes has elapsed in this contest. 15 minutes remain.
I can't count for his taste in ring attire because purple, it's not doing it for him.
You sound like Chris Maverick now. Fashion tips.
Geez, don't say that. All right. I'm not out here in pink pants.
And we can all be thankful that, as Chuck Roberts made the announcement a moment ago, 15 minutes left in the time limit, much like the Super Indy qualifying matches, the title matches as well adhere to a strict 20-minute time limit.
Now, is there actually a clock over there, or does Chuck Roberts do this in his own head?
Well, I believe that if there's not a timekeeper over there, I'm sure Chuck Roberts is doing the timing himself, either with a stopwatch or a cell phone.
I'd have to be careful with that guy, because he's a shifty fellow. He puts on a front that he's real nice, kind of like Troy Lords. And honestly, I'm pulling for Fabulous in this match. I do not want to see Troy Lords win. Did
you just call somebody else shifty?
I'm not shifty. I'm an honorable person. Like I said before, coming up most, hated number 2. I'm offended by that. I'll buy all these fans a Coke at the after party. Or, well, some of them look like they have diabetes due to weight issues, so I'll buy them, a water or a milk. Water's free.
Wow. As Troy Lords certainly having the better of McChesney on the ground thus far. We apologize for the editorialization of Mr. DeMarco. Those are the opinions of him and him alone.
I'm sorry. But not really.
Yeah, but very sincere of you.
Look at Troy Lords cranking.
Lords looking for a submission, but McChesney able to realize where he is in that ring and get to the bottom rope.
What's the deal with the necklace Paul's hot has on?
I don't know.
Now, senior official CJ Sensation should take that off, but you know what? He's another do-gooder, and they all look out for each other. I'm pulling for Fab.
Well, McChesney, nice. Great roll through.
That's what I like to see.
Almost a low-key style kick by John McChesney. Lords had nowhere to go.
Fab's the man.
McChesney with the cover, counting up 2. I'm a little bit surprised by your endorsement of John McChesney to such a degree.
Hey, it's like picking the lesser of 2 evils. When your parents get divorced, you can't pick mom or dad. And I'm picking Fabulous. I hate Troy Lords. He broke my arm.
That's very true. But certainly that was a different Troy Lords. Certainly Troy Lords has moved beyond that. As McChesney, Northern Lights suplex, beautiful bridge cover attempt. Cannot score the fall.
That was a nice bridge on that. Did you see that?
I did see that.
You get to see a lot of the action out here. These monitors you have are beautiful.
Yeah.
My headset's a little too tight.
I just hope those monitors don't go out on you.
Oh, no. I have 2 eyes, so I can see pretty good.
Knife edge chop. Second time. McChesney, we know from his battles with Low-Key, he can exchange knife edge chops with the absolute baddest out there.
Would you let Fab chop you, Joe? Nice! Oh, I love it.
Not even for a hefty sum. I don't want anywhere near John McChesney's physicality.
Yeah, look, he's pointing at me. He's pointing at me.
He is not.
Joe, why don't you just undo your shirt right now and let me chop you?
No.
I don't chop that hard.
Knife edge chops by Troy. Looks like I'm going to trust you. Give me a break. Lord sends McChesney down.
Come on, Fab. Enough of this. Playing with him. See, Fab's just trying to give these people a show.
I think he's trying to retain the Super Indy title.
At any time, Fab could cut him off. But Fab's a nice guy.
Look at, oh my God!
There you go.
One fell swoop, cuts off the balance of Troy Lords. I don't know if I've ever seen a more awkward landing from the top rope.
That was beautiful. I mean, you call it awkward. Something like that I call truly breathtaking.
Awkward for Troy Lords, but certainly breathtaking for him as well. He may have been seriously injured there. No way to control his landing.
We can only hope that he was seriously injured. Fingers crossed. Toes too.
I didn't know you were still so bitter.
Hey, I'm a bitter guy. I have every right to be bitter. It hurts, man. Breaking your arm hurts.
Hey.
I had a cast and everything, remember?
I remember that, yeah. I was here. Well, the Gambinos got their revenge.
I turned... No, they made him wear a dress. That's not... Uh-oh. Big move coming up
Wait
here.
a second. Fans moving out of the way.
Oh.
McChesney connects with a Facade to the outside, spreads out his body weight for maximum impact. And CJ Sensation, head referee, got to get these guys back in the ring. And talking about CJ Sensation, recently named the newly appointed senior referee once again after the firing of that crooked and shady Stephen Calder, still to our left, watching from the back of the building as a ticket-buying fan. I'm not going to cast aspersions about him now, since he's not our problem anymore, but I would not trust him as far as I can.
10 minutes has elapsed in this contest. 10 minutes remaining.
keeping track of the time.
Well, of course, it's his job.
Hey, Coulter's a nice guy. He got the shaft. Me and Norm were actually talking about that the other day. Uh-oh, look at this.
Dragon Sleeper, and check this out. Another message to Low-Key, maybe? A variation of almost Low-Key's Dragon Clutch on Troy Lords. Of course, Low-Key and John McChesney still even in their series. They're 1-1-2 right now. We still don't know who the better man is between those men. And I think McChesney still has Low-Key on the brain, even though Low-Key not even in the building right now.
Someone's screaming Fad, you suck, and that's just not right because I'm pulled for Fad in this match.
Well, certainly,
he's using the tights. Look at Troy Lord's hand. He had a hand on the tights. You're telling me you support that?
it's not very ethical, but, you know, certainly we've seen worse from Troy Lord.
Sometimes in the heat of battle, oh yeah, we saw worse when he broke my arm. Enough about that. That's in the past.
I never brought it up.
Right now, Fab needs to fight back.
Certainly true. As this matchup over halfway gone, we could have a little bit of deja vu from our first A New Beginning back in January of 2006.
New Beginning Uno.
That's right. Lord's now charging in, but McChesney had too much time to regain his bearings. Connects with both feet right to the chest area. Now from the top with a huge leg drop.
Jeez. Fab's so dangerous from the top. I think that's what I like about him.
Cover here, 2, and he got no.
That was 3.
Almost accounted for me.
That was 3.
Well, I will trust the opinion of CJ Sensation over that of yours, Mr. DeMarco.
How could you? He was a wrestler up until a few weeks ago.
You're still a wrestler now.
Opinions vary on that one, my friend.
But CJ Sensation has always brought a lot of respect for the striped shirts, and McChesney going for that electric shock, the
electric chair drop,
electric chair position into that driver.
You know about the electric chair position?
What do you mean by that?
It's a wrestling hold, man. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Oh. Never know with you, as McChesney softening up Lords with a few more chops. McChesney, I guess, deciding he cannot yet finish off Troy Lords.
Oh my God.
Oh no. Are you kidding me?
Please, come on, Fat.
Well, Troy Lords risking his life on the line here too, staying on that top rope, headbutting his way out of it. I don't think Troy Lords really cares about his own body anymore, as long as it develops into wins in the win column. And Troy Lords up top, look out! Spring into a variation of an Arabian moonsault. That body just dropping right down over John McChesney. And this seems to be a new beginning for Troy Lords as well. A lot more devil-may-care, high-risk attitude from Troy Lords after surviving last man standing, after surviving that knee injury. I think Troy Lords is going to keep pushing himself onward and onward.
Well, if he wants to win the title, he's got to get him back in the ring because titles don't change on countouts.
That's very true.
But how bad must he really want this title? How long has he been trying to get it?
Troy Lords?
Exactly.
He's been after this title for over a year now.
And he still hasn't got it. That's pathetic. See, I've never gone after the Super Indy title or else I'd be wearing it.
Well, you were never ranked to challenge the Super Indy title.
Why would you even say something like that? I was ranked number 5 once.
Doing a kick out. I was ranked number 5.
I was ranked number 5.
Well, Troy Lords had the Super Indy title in his grasp at Super Indy 5 until HENTAI, the jealous teacher of Troy Lords, who did not want Lords to catch up to his accomplishments, sidetracked Lords, but now that HENTAI's out of Lords' path, wait a second, TKO time for McChesney.
That's it, right
Lords
there.
is now refocused. I think he's going to do whatever it takes. Just like in Super Indy 5, when he put his body on the line until he passed out. Just like in Last Man Standing, where he risked falling off a 20-foot ladder to go after HENTAI. Lords is going to put it all on the line for this title, but it might be too little too late. Lords still keeps fighting.
I swear to God, if you replay that in super slow motion, CJ, his hands hit. That's 3. That's 3 right there.
Well, it might have, but it's hard to stop the downward motion of the hand when it's already coming down. McChesney,
you checking out Troy Lord's chest?
15 minutes gone by, 5 minutes remain.
It's all bruised up. Fab's doing him good. I like that.
The war wounds we've seen in many John McChesney matches, the war wounds we saw in Jason Cage earlier tonight thanks to Jay Lethal.
Yeah, another goof.
Very prevalent again. Wait, Troy Lords drops him down. Hits him with the brainbuster. Look out. 2 and up. Almost a count of 3.
That was a fast count.
That was not a fast count. Very deliberate on both counts from CJ Sensation. And you can see the look in Troy Lords' eyes right now. Lords starting to get a little bit frustrated that he's not putting away McChesney, but both men knew going in the level of competition they were going to be against.
There's always a high level of competition in IWC, so that goes without saying, but neither one of these two guys are that great in my book. I changed my mind. I don't like Fab anymore.
Well, now, what did he do?
Oh, no, I like him again.
Kick to the mouth.
That could be a broken nose. Let's see if some red stuff pours out when his head pops.
I don't think Troy Lords would care, to be totally honest with you.
No.
McChesney springs it over the ring post, comes crashing down with a leg drop. That is fantastic agility and vertical leap.
Now that's why I like Fab. That's why he's my man.
He's so great, even you like the guy. You don't like anybody.
Yeah, I like a lot of people. It's not Troy Lords, and not the IWC fans.
What did the fans ever do to you?
I don't know. Apparently I did something to them when they, voted me second most hated.
Covered by McChesney, who, well, Troy Lords, no. Troy Lords will not lie down, will not quit. Broken nose or otherwise, Lords will continue to push himself. That is for damn sure.
If I had hair, I'd be pulling it out right now, Joe.
Well,
I'm so frustrated.
But McChesney gonna set him up one more time. Gonna drive him down from that electric chair position. No, Troy Lords fights free, rolls him up 2-0.
Come on, Fab.
McChesney back in the advantage. Another escape. Both men back and forth. Just looking for positioning here. Just looking for leverage. 2.
Yeah, see that? That's fist.
And I believe that's the first close fist we've seen in this matchup so far.
We should have seen more.
Well, no, that's not legal if you do check the rule book, Mr. DeMarco.
Rule book? There's no IWC rule book.
Backslide 2. There wasn't any rule book. People wouldn't hate you for breaking the rules so much.
Oh, come on.
Where's that cradle? Cradle by Lords, no. Well, both men realize the time is running down. We are deep in the second half of this contest. If neither, there we go. If neither man can score a fall, we may have another draw.
It looks like Troy Lords is kissing his sister again. Oh, there you go, Fab. Cover him.
McChesney drops him with the cliffhanger DDT, something we don't see from him too often, digging deep into that arsenal to try to put Lords away.
I see all these fans shooting me dirty looks while I'm sitting here when they should be watching this spectacular match.
Well, unfortunately, their hatred for you supersedes their love for this matchup, and that's saying a lot, because they are putting it all on the line so far. McChesney just enough to get to the cover, 2, and no!
Come on, Fab. Hate's a powerful emotion, but Troy Lords is a pretty emotional guy, and how do you think he'll feel when he loses again?
Well, I don't know if it's physically possible to keep Troy Lords down at this point. After all he's had to fight through to get to this opportunity, there may be no force strong enough to keep him from winning the title. Tombstone, cradle, tombstone, pile driver, cover, no!
Jesus. Thank God.
Another kick out by McChesney.
Come on, Fab.
I cannot believe what we're seeing.
This is ridiculous.
I knew these guys had so much determination, so much drive, but even this is surprising me.
That's a sharpshooter?
Perhaps. Trying to set him up, McChesney kicks him away.
Oh no, he's going right back for it.
Right on top of McChesney. We're going to try to trap the shoulders here.
See, now it's going to degenerate into a brawl.
30 seconds.
You got to be kidding me.
McChesney turns it around, 30 seconds to go. Both men just need to get some leverage, just need to pin the shoulders down
Fab,
here.
all you need is 30 seconds.
Both men going back and forth.
15.
Oh, come on, Fab. Get out of the ring. Go out of the ring.
Hard kick. Well, McChesney's not that kind of champion. He's going to win or lose this belt in the ring. He's not going to take a shortcut.
10.
Come on.
9.
Come on, Fab.
8.
Outlast.
7.
What's up top?
6,
One last ditch effort. Countered by John
4,
McChesney.
3. 2.
McChesney
1.
trying to take it down.
No.
Does not have enough time.
Troy Lords goes home a loser again. Troy Lords doesn't go home with the title again.
Nobody lost this matchup. Another great 20-minute draw, just like in the prior New Beginning.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I love
the 20-minute time limit has expired. This match is ruled a draw.
Yes.
And much like I was talking about a moment ago, Mr. DeMarco.
Still, IWC Super Indy Champion.
What the hell was Norm Connors doing out here?
Fabulous John McChesney.
McChesney wants to win or lose that title in the ring. He's happy he's still the champion. I don't think he seems too pleased about the way he retained that title, though.
Don't listen to these fans, Norm. Come on, this is ridiculous.
Norm Connors talking to ring announcer Chuck Roberts.
He signed on for a title match. He defended his title. Fab should go home. How many chances does Troy Lords get?
You know, guys, after the last show, I promised that a new beginning would certainly hold true. And this has been a hell of a show so far, and you guys have had a hell of a match. But, truth be told, I think this is the first time that I'm going to make this call that the fans have been chanting anytime there's been a 20-minute draw. What's that chant again?
No, don't do it, Norm. This is scandalous.
It's not scandalous. It's what everybody wants to
So
see.
you're up for it as the challenger.
I want to see naked girls,
and
but
you're
I don't
up
get
for
to
it
see
as the
that.
champion. And are you guys all up for 5 more minutes here?
No. Look, they're all screaming no.
They are
Then
not.
I think we should find out truly who the better competitor is tonight and give him 5 more minutes.
Oh, come on.
5 more minutes, you want it? John, 5 more minutes, you want it?
Don't do it, Fab. Don't listen to him, Fab.
What's McChesney telling Rome Connor?
Telling him he's the man and he's taking his belt and going home.
John, I'm going to ask you one more time. You are the champion. You want the 5 more minutes?
Say
or you
no,
want to go
Fab.
back with a draw?
Fab, just say no. It's like drugs.
Fab seems a little hesitant.
Look at Troy Lord. He's about to roll him up right
Let's
now.
do it.
All right, McChesney wants to win or lose that belt in the ring.
It's a stupid move.
Reset the clock for
Yes,
5 more minutes.
Give him what he wanted now.
Bell
Fab.
sounds, and
See?
McChesney exploding on Troy Lord.
That's like when a little kid misbehaves and then they get smacked in the mouth. Fab's gonna teach this little punk a lesson right now.
Unleashing brutal chops, and I'm not sure if John McChesney was ready for 5 more minutes. Look at the scowl on his face. Look at the intensity he's unloading on Troy Lords with.
He's a fighting champion. He's ready for 50 more minutes. It's not the point.
Well, we'll see that.
Jesus.
Missing the charge in the corner. Troy Lords ducks out of the way. You know, Troy Lords, the fighting competitor he is in recent months, he wouldn't turn down
Did you
5
just
more
call him a
minutes.
fruity competitor?
A fighting competitor.
I was gonna say, now you're on track with me.
I see where your mind wanders.
Always down the straight and narrow.
Troy Lords, well, you are rather narrow-minded, but be that as it may, Troy Lords headbutting away at John McChesney. Another precarious position for both men. They are on that top turnbuckle.
Come on, Fab.
McChesney trying to gain the advantage. Headbutt.
Bite him. Fab, bite him.
One of these men's going to lose their footing sooner or later. Troy Lords forcibly hurled up into the fireman's carry, but another counter.
See, now what happens if it goes 5 more minutes? Is he gonna give him another 5 minutes? It's a dangerous path you've traveled down now.
Well, that's very true. We'll leave that up to IWC management to figure out, but hopefully we won't need to go that far. Certainly both men have been significantly weakened from the prior 20-minute matchup. Look out.
Yes, that's it.
Drops him hard.
Cover him and grab a handful of them tights, Fab.
Death Valley driver drops him right in the neck. Off the top rope. McChesney covers. He's got the 3. No!
Are you kidding me? How slow could that count be?
How did Troy Lords get out of that?
He didn't. CJ counted slow.
I beg to differ. The fight that Troy Lords has gained in him in recent months, the tenacity, the fortitude he has shown, it puts him on a whole new level.
I don't agree. He wouldn't be here right now if Norm didn't give him 5 more minutes. He shouldn't have 5.
Well, certainly, win or lose or draw, hanging with the Super Indy Champion for 20 minutes is a feat unto itself that not many men can accomplish. Again on the top rope, superflex time.
Come on, Fab, yank hard.
We're in overtime here, 20-plus minutes to crown the Super Indy Champion as John McChesney defends against Troy Lords. Both men are on the top. Superflex.
Yes. No.
Lord shifts the weight. Whose shoulders are down here? Wait, Troy Lords on top.
What?
Lord's got the kick.
What?
Lord's got the pin. Lord's got the
Oh,
pin.
you're kidding me. He didn't get the pin.
Ladies and gentlemen,
No, wait for Chuck to announce. No.
He did it.
IWC Super Indy Champion.
CJ counted 3 for Troy, not Fab. That's ridiculous.
His trainer and mentor said it couldn't be done. HENTAI told Troy Lords, but Lords could never cut it as Super Indy Champion. But Lords' 7-year mission is culminated with Super Indy Gold here tonight. And McChesney just took the belt.
It's crazy.
Oh, Troy Lords has really come into his own here tonight. He's proven every detractor wrong. Even you thought he was down and out, DeMarco.
Hold on,
but
who's
he
this
kept,
at ringside? Who's this at ringside?
kept pushing himself. Let's see what's going on here.
My monitor just went out. I can't see anything because all these goofs are standing up.
You might as well slap me in the face, George! I
and McChesney's just leaving.
That's the right thing to do. Don't shake his hand, Fab. Fab got screwed. Fab got screwed.
McChesney kicked off as some members of the locker room coming to ringside to congratulate Lord.
Look at all these sissies in the ring kissing Troy Lord's ass. Do-gooders, ring for do-gooders. Now, see, a respectable villain like myself would never be seen in the ring with idiots like that.
Well, as outraged as you are, I gotta give it up to Troy Lord. A hell of a battle and a hell of a journey he's been on. After putting HENTAI out of the way, Troy Lord finally reaches the pinnacle to capture the Super Indy Championship for the very first time. Congratulations to Troy Lord, unseating John McChesney as new Super Indy Champion. What about McChesney's attitude after that match?
That was great. That's what you need. You need that anger and that fury. If I had to sum this whole entire ordeal up into one word, it would be disgusting.
A side of John McChesney we don't normally see, but it's great to finally see Troy Lord with Super Indy Gold. Troy Lord, brand new Super Indy Champion here at a new beginning too.
Second half action of the new beginning 2 continues for this following singles contest scheduled for one fall. Introducing to you first, weighing in at 222 pounds. He hails from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and claims to be the greatest wrestler in Pittsburgh history. Yo. There's nothing about claiming to be the greatest wrestler in Pittsburgh history. I am the greatest wrestler in Pittsburgh history.
Allegedly.
What the hell are you doing here? Oh, by the way, John Bon Jovi, he wants his 80s mullet back. I can make it very simple. You know that you... Bubba sucks. It's Bubba rocks. You see, each and every one of you have to put up with me, because if you want to see Kurt Angle in the ring here at IWC, you gotta put up with me.
Well, Bubba's been challenging Angle in recent months.
And I know that each and every one of you, if you saw me out on the street, would be kissing my ass rather than booing me. I know this is cow country, but I didn't know they let one in. You see, I made contact with Kurt Angle. We finally have spoken.
Wow.
And if you want to know why Kurt Angle is afraid of me, it's because I am better.
Certainly up for debate.
The thing about it is...
Wait, check out behind Bubba. That's Michael the Bomber Facade, the newcomer on the scene in the IWC. And Facade hammering away on Bubba, who's still got the microphone in his damn hand. It's Joe Dombrowski ringside, now with Jay Worthington Farnsworth.
People want you to shut up.
And Facade finally helps Bubba figure it out, Jay Worth.
First and foremost, Chuck Roberts, it's not very funny sending me an email stating the show's on Saturday. I checked the website, you liar. Ha ha. Secondly, whether the crowd wants Bubba to shut up or not is irrelevant to the fact that he is the best wrestler in Pittsburgh.
Well, in his own mind is Facade, the bomber, the suburban terrorist, drills Bubba with some martial arts style kicks out of the corner with a powerbomb to get two. But what do you make of Bubba the Bulldog's constant claims he is going to call out and challenge Kurt Angle to a match here in IWC? He says he's made contact with Kurt Angle in recent times.
I don't feel bad for Kurt at all. I'd be scared of stepping into the ring against Bubba the Bulldog as well. Kurt has nothing to be ashamed of.
I really don't think that's what's stopping the Bubba Angle matchup from happening. I think Kurt Angle has a little more important things on his agenda than Bubba the Bulldog, even though Bubba did have a major hand in training Kurt for the professional ring back in 1999.
Frankly, until Kurt can prove that he's better than Bubba, there is nothing more important. Right now, someone lays claim to Kurt Angle's, while he's never claimed it, the general idea that he's the best wrestler to come out of Pittsburgh.
Well, Bubba's been sending a major message to Kurt Angle in recent times. Last month, at our live event here, a Call to Arms, here at the Court-Time Sports Center, Bubba pinned Michael Facade with the Angle Slam, the Olympic Slam. So certainly Bubba's sending any message he can possible to get Kurt Angle's attention and get him in an IWC ring as Bubba elevates Facade with the back body drop.
Well, you know, and among the millions of things I have to complain about Norm Connors and what he's done, let's talk about the fact that Norm Connors has, for the second straight show, put Michael Facade, a relative newcomer to this business, a green, inexperienced wrestler, in the ring against the best wrestler to ever come out of Pittsburgh.
Well, certainly some may feel that way. Certainly you do, Mr. Farnsworth, as Bubba connects with a kick. Bump handle action coming up. Elevates him up. Look at this, Facade trying to fight off. Can he muscle his way out? Bubba, no. Catches him and drops him hard with a power slam. Bubba just continuing to chastise these fans. Keep in mind Bubba's track record. Whether you want to debate whether he's the greatest or not, certainly he's one of the most dangerous veterans in the world today.
Break the list down for him, Joe. Tell him.
He ended the career of Kurt's brother, Eric Angle.
Testify.
He ran Shane Douglas out of IWC.
Amen, brother.
Jimmy Vegas was never the same after he crossed paths with Bubba the Bulldog.
Hallelujah.
And it looks like Bubba wants to go a few steps upward and make Kurt Angle that next victim. But is he biting off more than he can chew? And is there even interest in Kurt Angle? Will this match even happen?
I don't see how Kurt Angle can't have interest in a match like this.
Check this out. Facade. The Chinoku driver drops to a veteran Bubba, 2 and a kick out. Bubba's some 10, 11, 12-year veteran here in this territory. Standing moonsault by the Bomber. Again gets a near fall.
Good flurry of offense by Michael Facade. I am impressed by what I'm seeing from the kid. It's not his fault that he's in the ring with the greatest wrestler to ever come out of Pittsburgh.
Well, Facade may be still a little bit inexperienced, but you can certainly check that out. Falcon Arrow. Drops him hard. Certainly he's learning on the job, so to speak.
Absolutely.
You can train for years and years, but it's not going to be fully for in between the ropes and competition, and almost got a near fall off of the Quebrada, almost 3.
You're not going to beat the greatest wrestler to ever come out of Pittsburgh that easily.
Certainly Facade has gotten better and better as the months have progressed here in IWC, and has shown quite a lot of resilience in this matchup as well as many others. But is it going to be enough to defeat Bubba, who since returning to IWC has been so determined on climbing this ladder, so to speak, and getting to Kurt Angle as Facade springs him with a Bulldog. He just took Bubba down with Bubba's own namesake, his own move, the Bulldog. Count up 2 and he almost got 3.
5 minutes gone by, 15 remain.
How witty for Michael Facade.
Oh, hey, that's all part of the psychological aspect of the game. If Facade can get in Bubba's head, like these fans do on quite a few occasions.
But he can't, because Bubba, the greatest wrestler to ever come out of Pittsburgh.
Wait a second. Facade attempting a lower on Bubba with a sit-out powerbomb. Wait, going for the ankle. That's Kurt Angle's ankle lock.
No, that's Bubba's ankle lock.
No, Bubba is using Kurt Angle's signature maneuver to send a message.
Yeah, I've seen other people use it before him.
Well, but you know why he's using it.
To tap him out.
Well, and to also send a message to Kurt Angle.
Perhaps it was Bubba that taught Kurt Angle the ankle lock.
By submission, Bubba the Bulldog.
You very well may be right, but break that move out at a time like this on his crusade, being what it is right now, a definite slap in the face and plea for attention from Kurt Angle.
If Kurt Angle thinks he can do it better, there's a spot right there waiting for him. We're happy to have him.
Bubba the Bulldog continues on his crusade to track down Kurt Angle and bring him to IWC for a one-on-one match against Bubba the Bulldog. Contact has apparently been made, but how far will Bubba go? It's essentially procuring Kurt Angle services here in the IWC. What in the world is going on here? Ray Rowe, who we saw defeat Vendetta earlier tonight, is apparently not done with the Gambino family. And he just, well, he attempted back jumping from Mickey and Marshall Gambino, and Ray Rowe barely flinched.
4-on-1, and this might actually be fair.
Well, there's only so much Ray Rowe can overcome, and 4-on-1 odds, sadly for any human being, is not practical. And it's taken 4 men, the entire Gambino family, obviously embarrassed. You know, we had DeMarco out here on commentary earlier talking about how things with the family weren't as bad tonight as they may have seemed, and I think this is what he was talking about. The Gambino brothers embarrassed over getting demolished by Ray Rowe earlier. Of course, the Gambinos and DeMarco sent to the back. Vendetta made short order of as well. Ray Rowe continues on the tear, but the Gambinos got one back to him, Farnsworth.
Yeah, you know, payback's a female dog, Joe.
Very true.
But I gotta be honest, I would let that sleeping dog that is Ray Rowe lie, because I'll be damned if I'd want another piece of him.
Big attack from the family, but how will the suplex machine Ray Rowe respond? And clearly, he is very ticked off.
Qualifying match is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing to you first, from Redondo Beach, California. He is the 19-time ICWA Texarkana champion, Sweet and Sour, Sweeney.
What do you think, Joe? Sweeney looking a little more sweet or a little more sour this evening?
Larry Sweeney spent 19 times trying to regain and defend that fictitious, unrecognized television championship, but tonight he has a chance to accomplish step 1 to gaining the Super Indy Championship, certainly a much more prestigious belt than what's around his waist right now.
I've seen the belt. He has it right there. I recognize it. Look, there it is.
Well, you're not a wrestling promotion. And the opponent of Larry Sweeney on his way to the ring, Super Indy 6 qualifying matchup. We'll talk all about that tournament in this segment, but now time for another IWC debut.
Second debut.
His opponent, making his IWC debut, hailing from an undisclosed location, having uncalculated weight, this is Showtime, Eric Young.
The paranoid Pied Piper of TNA, the guy that always thinks everybody's out to fire him and ruin his career. That is Showtime Eric Young, making his debut in a Super Indy qualifier.
How are you going to get fired just coming out the gate? I mean, he walked out of the curtain, looked around, and went back in.
He's paranoid, what can I say? But Eric Young can get it done in the ring if he can get his state of mind right. Eric Young is as good as they come.
Hey, shut up, Joe.
Let's let Eric Young know. Is Larry Sweeney looking good tonight or what? You stop that right now. First of all, it's a new year. I've got to get the business out of the way. The ICWA is back around my waist and back in the IWC.
Which is quite irrelevant.
The commission met over the new year, and they threw that 24/7 rule out the window. So no more of that. Now on to you. And now on to the matter at hand, the Super Indy Tournament. You know what? You're showing me great disrespect, you understand? Huh? Huh? You're being arrogant, huh? You think you're a big shot, huh? Huh? Big Hollywood, huh? LA, huh? Big shot? Come in, challenge me to a fight in my home, in my backyard. You challenge the Texarkana TV champion. You challenge me for my spot in the Super Indy title.
Sweeney calls someone else.
You got a lot of nerves, son.
Well, let's hear from Showtime Eric Young.
Hey, hi. What? Tex, Max, heavyweight, I love that stuff. It's all big and the strings are in there. Tex Max Arcana Championship. Come with a free tag. Hey, this is your hometown, but it said I'm from an undisclosed location. I don't know if you know this, but I also live in Pittsburgh. My alias while I reside here is Sidney Crosby. I play for the Penguins. They may have heard of me. Now, okay, I'm excited about the tournament. I've been thinking about it all week, and no one told me I was going to have to wrestle somebody with pink boots. Does work. Step. Whoa. Whoa. Sunshine, please. Let me. Okay, everyone. This is my first night here, and I'm hoping to start a career here, and I've done everything that's asked of me. I showed up on time and everything, and I don't want to get fired, so if you could please cheer for me if they like me to do that.
Eric Young already worried about getting fired. Hasn't even had his first match yet. And you hear these chants of "Don't fire Eric" echoing through the Court Time Sports Center. Can't fire Eric Young if he wins this matchup and qualifies into Super Indy 6.
To be fair, he was getting a little lippy with the Texarkana TV Championship. Yeah, that kind of attitude doesn't sit well.
Oh, perish the thought. And Eric Young a little shadow boxing at ringside to prepare himself for this match. And I don't know what Eric Young's feeling right now. Maybe a little hesitant, but we can take this time for to talk about Super Indy 6, April 14th. IWCWrestling.com for the details. Already 4 spots. Well, after this matchup, 4 spots confirmed. Jerry Lynn. We have Azrieal, and we have Jay Lethal.
Azrieal?
Yeah.
The cat from the Smurfs?
Maverick made the exact same damn reference, and I'm lost for the second time. And Eric Young, go ahead.
There was Gargamel, and he had a cat, Azrieal.
Okay. I'm sure it has a deeper meaning than that.
You're not.
What do you think about Eric Young, Francis?
Well, to be honest, he's a skittish little lad.
Yeah, he's a little jumpy, maybe a little too much coffee, but...
I mean, he looks like he's in decent shape. I haven't really got to watch him wrestle a lot. But, you know, if he made it here to IWC, I'm sure he's a competent wrestler. It's a shame he has to go up against someone of the caliber of the Texarkana TV champion, his first match here.
Well, Eric Young, certainly a fantastic athlete, former member of Team Canada and TNA, holder of the NWA World Tag Team titles, now embarking on a singles career, and clearly the fans are on the side of Eric Young as opposed to sweet and sour Larry Sweeney. Eric Young puts on the brakes, and even though Eric Young's a little jumpy himself, I think Eric Young's gotten into Larry Sweeney's head a little bit.
Yeah, and it looks like Larry Sweeney taking a little time out. Might have needed a moment or two.
Well, Showtime Eric Young, certainly the fan favorite in this matchup. Certainly the fans would love to see him join that field of 8 this April, but he's got a tough test. Let's not count out Larry Sweeney.
I wouldn't say he's the fan favorite. I saw a couple of fans out there buying 2 tickets to Larry Dice.
One guy in the corner, please.
That's how it starts. The fan base starts with one guy in the corner.
Eric Young became a cult-like sensation almost overnight, and he's riding that wave throughout the wrestling world, including right here in IWC. But keep in mind, Larry Sweeney, he's challenged for the Super Indy title before. He's pinned our current heavyweight champion before. So Larry Sweeney, through the pink boots and the boas and the ego, he is also a deceptively great athlete.
I like to think about the idea that
he stepped on his foot,
behind, once you get past that great athleticism, there's a lot of boas and boots and great glasses and a spiffy title.
A spiffy title that doesn't mean jack squat in this business and won't give him any type of money anywhere, but the Super Indy title will. Underneath goes Eric Young, reversal of the whip. Sweeney with a leapfrog on Showtime, and Sweeney may have landed on that knee wrong. And Larry Sweeney may have buckled that knee, may have torn a patella going down wrong.
Can we?
Of course not. Right hand.
I saw that coming.
Yeah. You probably gave him the idea.
I disavow any and all comments like that.
Eric Young skins the cat, back into the ring, head scissors takeover to sweet and sour. Showtime showing the agility, showing the strength, and listen to this crowd come alive for Eric Young. Well, his paranoia is not becoming a factor in this matchup so far. His jumpiness not coming a factor so far. Eric Young staying focused on the prize. I give him credit for that.
And Larry Sweeney heading to the back. You might need a can of Fresca.
Well, Sweeney's got to think over this decision here, because Super Indy qualifying matches don't come along that often. If he passes by this chance, he may never get another chance to be in a Super Indy tournament, certainly least of all this year.
Just to quantify this, is this an IWC/IWCA Texarkana TV title match as well?
It's so prestigious you can't pronounce the name. The title is not on the line to my knowledge.
What did I mess up there?
ICW, ICWA, Texarkana television.
What did I say?
I think you went IWC.
It's an easy mistake to make.
I guess.
Preachy, aren't we, Joe?
Well, not for somebody that follows the title like you do.
I didn't even know the show was tonight. You gotta cut me a little slack, okay?
Gotta read the memos.
I did! From Chuck.
Check out Sweeney.
Oh!
Elevates Eric Young all the way over the top rope. Hard landing on the outside.
Where is your Pied Piper now, people?
What do you think about a 10-foot drop from top rope to floor?
That's ended many a man's career.
Very true, especially that awkward landing Eric Young fell at. And Larry Sweeney feeling pretty good about himself right now. Starts to unload on Showtime.
Larry Sweeney should feel pretty good about himself. Look at him. He's doing great.
For the moment, he is. Wasn't so hot 2 minutes ago when he tried to leave the match.
2 minutes ago is the past, Joe.
That's very true.
He was biding his time.
Fans come alive for Eric Young, but Eric might not be able to continue here. If Larry Sweeney beats Eric Young by countout, it's just as good as a pinfall or submission in this qualifying round.
Did you hear the people chanting, "Let's go, Sweeney"?
No, I didn't.
Well, Sweet and Sour was, and there were. You weren't listening.
He hears a lot of things in his mind that aren't really true. Sweeney dives in, but no, it's way too blatant use of the rope.
He was trying for a pin, he got caught up in the rope.
Cover, kick out, yeah. Sweet, innocent Larry Sweeney would never do anything underhand. Burying the knee right to the spine of Showtime Eric Young as Sweeney to start to slowly sap the remaining life out of the body of Showtime Eric Young.
5 minutes gone by, 15 remain.
Now Eric Young is horizontal. Advantage Sweeney even further. Sweeney got to get at least part of, Eric Young got to get at least part of that base back, which he does. Back to his feet, starts to fight out. Look out, buries the knee, catches Eric Young running. Eric had nowhere to go.
Step down, Joe. Step down.
And Sweeney hot dogging again. That's not what you want to do in a Super Indy title match.
The straps came down, Joe.
Sweeney means business now. Plants a fist. Shades of Ted DiBiase with that precision. Second time, measures him right between the eyes. Going to be enough to put Eric Young away? I have my doubts. Eric kicks out.
Well, would have been had that been the correct speed of the count. A little slow there, don't you think?
No, I don't have any issue, regardless of some of my colleagues here tonight, I don't have any issue with either of the referees. I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but about a match or two in, the fired referee, the con job, the guy in everybody's pocket, Stephen Coulter, walked into this building and has been watching from the back of the building as a ticket-buying fan, and I don't trust him as far as I can throw him.
I don't trust any of these other yahoos here, but as long as they spent their $15, they can watch the show.
I think our fans have a little more integrity than Stephen Coulter does.
I would say, look at that guy over there. He's Tad Shady.
You're making him look over here. Stop talking so loud. Double arm suplex by Sweeney into a near fall. And Eric Young's got to get back into this game. And Bobby Williams is doing a great job of counteracting Sweeney. CJ Sensation's done a great job as the newly appointed senior referee.
Wait a sec. CJ Sensation is senior referee.
Back in the stripes, Jay Worth.
Hey, I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to keep wrestling if I was him either.
I'm not sure if that was CJ's decision or management's decision. But be that as it may, listen to those chops.
Yep. Those are the kind of chops that has put Larry Sweeney to the top of that Texarkana TV title hunt.
Well, okay, I won't argue that. As much as I'm tempted to, Sweeney up and over, but all this hot dogging after these chops, it's not going to work if you can't follow through, as Eric Young now recovers and starts to return the favor. Down here, Eric counters again and drills Sweeney one more time. But Sweeney going to go up and over. Eric Young outsmarts him and drills him one more time. Oh, Eric Young's feeling it now. Comeback City.
Looks like that lucky streak just ended with a thumb to the eye.
Look down. Oh, Eric Young gets hot-shotted right on that top tightly enforced ring cable. Sweeney gonna follow through into the cover. Is Sweeney in Super Indy 6? Only a count of 2. Gotta wonder how Larry Sweeney would match up against a guy like Jay Lethal or Jerry Lynn.
I think he'd do just great. I mean, he already has title gold. He has that championship mentality.
Wink, wink.
The A game, as I call it.
Oh, he's got an A game. I will give him that. Title belt, that's to be debated. What in the world are these squats going to do?
Conditioning.
Eric Young's in a prone position on the outside of the ring. Sweeney should be following through here if he knows what's good for him.
Well, that's how damn good Larry Sweeney is.
Or so he hopes, or so he thinks. Sent him to the outside again.
That's right.
And sure, the fall to the outside's hurting Eric Young, but he's getting a good 7, 8, 9 seconds here to recuperate and get his bearings. Larry Sweeney is letting Eric Young recover from everything he's taken.
And Larry Sweeney is also getting a chance to catch his breath.
Very true.
I mean, he is exerting himself out there. As godlike as he looks, he is not a god.
Well, Sweeney has the advantage, so a respite might not be the best time to create distance and milk time when Sweeney has the offensive. But Eric Young, shoulder block, dangerous, sweet and sour, and Larry Sweeney sent to the outside, much like Eric Young was earlier. And now, Mr. Farnsworth, the roles are reversed.
Eric Young catching his breath, laying down. Perhaps now he needs a fresh step.
Well, Sweeney back to his feet. Eric begs him to hit him, but counters, retaliates with one of his own.
That was a solid one. Oh!
Eric Young, as wacky and as much of a nut job as he is, he understands the importance of championships, and with that Super Indy title, Eric Young wants just as badly as anybody else to make his way into that tournament. He sends Young in. Eric Young up and over, lands on his feet up to the top turnbuckle. Catches Sweeney coming in. Check out this agility from Eric Young, countering all this offense, or attempted offense from Sweeney. Eric Young drops the leg. Cover, count up 2 and no.
Takes more than that to beat Larry Sweeney.
Sweeney begging off, and look out, takes advantage.
Smart move.
Eric Young.
Smart move by Larry Sweeney.
Took his eye off the ball for 1 second, and Sweeney with a handful of tights.
1 second is all it takes. Well, technically 3 seconds.
10 minutes gone by, 10 minutes remain.
All Super Indy tournament qualifying matchups. 20-minute time limit here. We're halfway home in the time limit. Super kick by Eric Young. Cover 2 and no.
And that is the 4th or 5th hard shot to the face that Larry Sweeney has taken. As good as he is, he can't afford to keep taking that offense right on the chin.
Eric Young scoops up Sweeney. Check this out. I think he's trying to swing Sweeney up into that neck breaker. That's one of Eric Young's pet maneuvers. That's one of his signature moves. But Sweeney had it scouted, grabbed referee Bobby Williams, got out of the way, sweeping the legs. Sweeney, feet on the rope. Come on. What a robbery.
Larry Sweeney, smart. He's out of town.
The winner, and now involved in Super Indy 6, sweet and sour, Larry Sweeney.
Larry Sweeney stole one. Eric Young, Showtime got robbed here tonight.
The road to the championship for SJK continues with this following contest scheduled for one call with a 30-minute time limit.
All right, former Super Indy champion set to stand in the way of Sterling James Keenan's quest to gain gold himself. This is Delirious.
Introducing first, making his return from the edge of sanity, weighing at 186 pounds, Delirious.
Well, if there's one guy out there that's nuttier than Eric Young, I think we found him in Delirious. Throwing hats. We'll probably need a sign or two if we find one on the way.
If Eric Young's crazy is measured on a scale of 1 to 10, and then Delirious on that scale is purple. You follow me, Joe?
As best I can. As Delirious, certainly a very unorthodox style, but it worked. Delirious won Super 85 this past April, held that championship for an incredible reign of some 8-some-odd months, 7-8 months. And Delirious, the competition just keeps coming, however. It's going to be a very, very tough test if he wants back into title contention. This guy has been on a win streak, and in order to get his title shot, has to see it continue.
His opponent hails from the Sunset Strip, weighs in at 220 pounds, SJK Sterling James Keenan.
A little bit of a new look for SJK, but the old attitude is still there. Sterling is a man on his own, without an ally, without a country. He's worried about me, myself, and I first. And he's got a guaranteed title shot in the works for Super Indy 6 this April. On one catch, he's got to win every match he has until then.
That's not one catch, that's what? Three more catches?
Very true. Sterling has gone through a few oppositions already. I believe he's 2-0 so far in this streak, as I believe 3 more to go for that championship opportunity, 3 or 4. And Sterling James Keenan certainly seems ready for the test. No hint of fear, no hint of hesitation. Sterling would love to be the IWC champion once again. One of only 2 men in history to capture the IWC heavyweight and Super Indy titles in his career.
The other being
Savannah. No verbiage from Sterling James Keenan here tonight, a little uncharacteristic. That shows you how determined he is to try to solve the puzzle known as Delirious. Oh God, chairs flying in. Well, Delirious knows the stakes here. If Delirious defeats Sterling James Keenan, if Delirious defeats the perennial top contender for the IWC title, Delirious is right in line for a title shot at any belt he wants. Delirious looking for some kind of salvation. They're not going to find it in that side of the ring. And I think Delirious wants Sterling to back up here, but nothing doing. Sterling's a very smart, calculated athlete.
You know, it's always a challenge for us to call a Delirious match, and how do you? He has the whatchamacallit in his mouth, and
it's a hat.
The hat.
We can confirm it's a hat. That's all we know.
We are confident on that one. And Sterling's waiting, and Delirious is cautious.
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
If we as broadcasters and analysts cannot figure out Delirious, I can't imagine how it is to be in the ring with him. He has such a style and approach to this business all his own. And I don't know how much of that is psychology and how much of that is just plain old lunacy. But whatever it is, it's the perfect combination because Delirious, one of the most successful men in IWC of 2006, one of the premier runners-up of Wrestler of the Year. Have to also acknowledge the absence of, well, that'll probably keep Delirious distracted for a good few hours and jiggle a key or some other shiny object in front of him.
And I think the keys are in his mouth.
But that won't help him win the Super Indy title or any other championship he may be gunning for, and certainly won't help him beat Sterling James Keenan. Well, when you throw Delirious off focus, sometimes it takes him a few minutes to get back on focus.
And, boy, he's John with the crowd now.
And look at Sterling. Not amused, not taking his eyes off Delirious.
I think he was blowing on someone's hair.
I think Sterling's getting a little drowsy in there. He's a little sick of these shenanigans. But should mention Delirious' personal trainer, Daisy Hayes, not in attendance tonight. She's just completing a tour of Europe. But certainly it's great to see Delirious having a one-on-one match without the unnecessary involvement of his quote-unquote interpreter.
Absolutely.
I think you agree with that.
Delirious can absolutely handle this one-on-one. Because really, it's never one-on-one with him. It's all the voices in his head, probably versus him versus the opponent. So,
are you going on record as predicting Delirious to win this match?
Well, I don't know. I think he was trying to call for the bell because Sterling said jackass, and I don't know that he liked that word.
A disqualification for profanity?
But I wouldn't be surprised in a match with Delirious.
That's old school for you. Finally, contact made as Sterling sits in the side headlock. Delirious making use of those new trunks of Sterling, trying to get an unfair advantage. 1, 2, 3. We gonna have a clean break here. Senior referee CJ Sensation wants one. That's what he gets in Delirious. As strange as it may be for the tables to be turned, Delirious is still trying to figure out Sterling. Apparently 11-teen is a number in lizard language. And it comes after 3. Delirious, not on focus here, does not want any part of Sterling.
Sterling's had enough, and he may have found his end.
Down here, leapfrog by SJK, takes on the arm drag, takes down Delirious.
Delirious was trying to find a way into Sterling James Keenan's head. It looks like he finally cracked. It finally worked.
Another arm drag from Sterling as he is in control of Delirious. I don't know, pose this question to you as we look for another clean break, don't get it. How much, if at all, is Delirious' mind game working on SJK right now? Is he in his head at all?
Well, I'm saying he is. Sterling was rather calm for the first 10 minutes of shenanigans. And then finally he just said, I've had enough, and took off after him. So, yeah, he has gotten in his head somewhat. Now, how effective this is going to be, I don't know. Because especially being that Sterling seems to definitely have the upper hand.
Sterling controlling the arm now back into a hammerlock on Delirious, the man from the edge of sanity. And I think Sterling's approaching this matchup very tentatively. Sterling up and over into a drop toe hold. Great agility by SJK. And Sterling, even though he cannot look past Delirious by any means at all, he's got to be thinking about this April Super Indy 6 and that potential championship matchup he can have. Whoever the champion is, Sterling will get that shot that night if he remains undefeated until then.
Oh, and look what just worked.
And it's actually touched by Delirious. It seems to me as time goes on, the challenges for Sterling are just getting more intense and higher up that ranking system. Going back to his feet, measures Delirious with a forearm. So the right jumping back elbow.
Got some good air, some good flight on that one.
Great execution, but barely a count of two. It's going to take so much to defeat either one of these individuals. They're both so decorated, so successful, so well traveled. This is minus Delirious' psychological edge. Very evenly matched.
I would say actually Delirious has the advantage. And I'll tell you why, Joe. You're looking a little curious. Sterling has to win to get this title. Delirious, this is just another match. Or whatever it is in his head.
It's approaching him with a knee in the corner.
Do or die for Sterling.
That's
and
right.
that gives Delirious an advantage.
Delirious with a cover 2 and no. That sense of urgency is definitely there in the back of Sterling's mind, because who knows, if he loses, if he fails to go undefeated until Super Indy 6, who knows how long it'll be for him to work his way back up that ladder, and who knows what would be in front of him, the latest obstacle to prove himself.
Absolutely. The right series of wins can shoot you up that ladder in an instant. But you don't walk away from any opportunity. Norm Connors laid out the challenge. You have to take it. You have to try and step up to the challenge. And Sterling has done a great job with that.
Delirious raking the face of Sterling across the rope. That drew the ire of CJ Sensation, and Delirious hiding behind Sterling, and that is a bad loss of focus from Delirious. Put his focus on senior referee CJ Sensation, who's just trying to enforce the rules. Shoulder tackle by Sterling. And Sterling's advantage is short-lived. Delirious catches him with a well-placed knee, hook of the leg, but only two. Who knows what is Delirious concocting in his mind now.
Well, apparently it's grinding his forearm into Sterling's temple and eye.
Delirious trying to claim that's legal, but certainly anything in the eyes is not. Delirious maneuvers his way around SJK, takes him down with a snapmare. And I don't think Delirious is particularly interested in these fans cheering for him right now.
Not yet. I mean, Lord knows what he may be thinking in 5 minutes,
Yeah.
but right now, he'd like some silence. So shut up, Joe.
No, I don't think I'm going to shut up. But
Joe, seriously.
I think that clapping might mean something else in lizard language, that clapping. I'm not sure. Don't you speak lizard language?
I do.
Can you translate? Is that clapping good?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good.
So it's just a personal preference, okay. Delirious sends Sterling in. But, ducked the head too early. Sterling catches him. Saves him up. Tiger bomb.
Huge tiger bomb. Sterling threw him up and had to catch his legs and slam him down.
Sterling has a little bit of a height advantage on Delirious. That came into play in that instant.
A little bit of a strength advantage, too, it looks like.
Senior official Sensation administers the
5
count.
minutes gone by, 25 minutes remaining.
An extended time limit in effect here, thanks to the major stakes regarding the heavyweight championship. Of course, we have Ricky Reyes and Brent Albright still to come for the heavyweight title. Right now, both men seem to be about even in getting to their feet. Sterling with the clothesline. Second time now. It's a huge kick, lateral press, 2 and no.
Big Yakuza kick. And Sterling smart, right on top of him, just essentially fell down on him and pinned him. Or at least attempted to pin him.
Right you are. Delirious. Charge again, gets met with a huge spear. You could hear the impact.
Turned him inside out with that spear.
Sterling covers, 2 and no.
Sterling apparently has decided to counter weird with power.
Seems to be working so far. Sterling,
as obvious as it may be, a great way to win a match is to kick the crap out of a guy. So
Sterling a lot more relentless in this matchup thus far than Delirious has been. It's playing to his advantage. Delirious from behind with a drop kick, however, sends Sterling face first into that second rope. Sterling set up for kicks again and just dropped hard. Looked like a neck breaker.
Yeah, that was a neck breaker.
And as we see the cover 2 and foot on the rope, but the angle in which Sterling hit was a lot more elevated than a typical neck breaker. Certainly thanks to Sterling being caught in that tree of woe. Certainly intensifies the pain of that maneuver.
Absolutely. Horrible angle, and it puts all of your weight and all of his weight right down on the back of your neck.
Half of the fans cheering for Sterling, half of the fans cheering for Delirious. Split crowd here, certainly, despite whatever Delirious does in that ring, his uncanny, unorthodox style, you just can't help but fall in love with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sterling gonna charge in, but Delirious catches him with an arm drag, hangs on. Into a pinning combination, great maneuver by Delirious, 2 and no. And Delirious gonna cinch in. Submission hold here.
Oh, sort of almost a variation on a Cobra clutch.
It's almost as if he's trying to choke Sterling out with Sterling's own arm.
And he's a good series of chain wrestling there. Something you don't see a lot of, especially out of the randomness of Delirious.
That's Sterling the standard Cobra clutch, dropped him down, but again, only got an ear fall. Sterling knows he cannot quit, he cannot lay down here based on the stakes at hand this April. Heavyweight championship match. And you hear this fan coming live one more time. It's very split crowd in this match.
Very true.
Here's a hard shot by Delirious, but Sterling catches him, fireman's carry, drops him into the backbreaker. Sterling in for the cover, 2 and no.
Good backbreaker by Sterling. Good planning, good placement. Sterling once again showing why he is in this championship title hunt.
Oh yeah.
Showing just how good he is.
And it's taking Sterling a long time to defeat Delirious here. Probably a lot longer than any of his prior heavyweight championship qualifiers, for lack of a better term. I think Sterling's starting to get a bit frustrated thus far, but he's got to keep that focus as Delirious gets elevated over. Sterling hot shot right on that top ring cable. Uh-oh.
And it looks like he might be tied to the rope. Oh.
Shadows over, Hell connects.
That's it.
Shadows
the streak
over.
Is over. It ends.
No, he kicked out.
Sterling kicked out of Shadows over Hell.
10 minutes gone by, 20 minutes remain.
I am cut off by Chuck Roberts, but I am still impressed.
Delirious used that maneuver as part of his winning ways at Super Indy 5. And that was not enough to beat Sterling, who hits an inside cradle. Cradles him quickly, tried to catch Delirious off guard, but could not get free. Delirious sidesteps Sterling, roll up. Did he have tights? Sterling still able to
Looked
get
like
out.
he tried to get him.
Oh, Sterling determined here. Discus lariat countered.
Uh-oh.
Right in to the MK Ultra. Drops Delirious down. There's no kicking out from the MK Ultra.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, and one step closer to a championship match, is J.K. Sterling James Keenan.
It looked almost as if Sterling realized he wasn't going to have too many more opportunities opportunities like that one, and he took advantage of it to the fullest. Pulled out a win against a very impressive opponent.
Very, very tough battle here involving Delirious and Sterling James Keenan. It was Delirious from Sterling continues that win streak, continues the momentum leading into Super Indy 6 this April. Sterling's getting closer and closer to that heavyweight championship shot he's been after for so many months. Sterling James Keenan could be the next heavyweight champion, Mr. Parker. Potential heavyweight title contender right now. Sterling has some words regarding, well, whatever's on his mind. Let's see.
Lord Powers! Before I leave this ring, I got a question for you to answer. You look like the result of those idiot kids who try to play jackass off TV. Sit there, Hot Wheels, and shut your mouth. Now, if we can stop the influence from interrupting me. More corners. Next month, IWC. Who's next?
Sterling wants to know his next opponent. Who does Norm Connors have in between Sterling and a title shot? Who's next in the contender rankings?
Fair question.
Done a hell of a job so far, and I give you credit.
Sterling's earning his way.
I wish you the best of luck next month, because February 17th, you got low key.
Okay. Our very next live event, February 17th. Except no limitations. Sterling one-on-one with Low Key.
That can't be the answer he wanted to hear.
Will Sterling's streak stop with the Rottweiler and the Warrior, SJK versus Low Key next month, right here in the International Wrestling Cartel?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening, scheduled for one fall with a 60-minute time limit, and it is for the IWC Championship.
It is the Crowbar versus the Dragon Sleeper in this heavyweight championship contest.
Introducing first the challenger. He weighs in at 240 pounds. Hails from Tulsa, Oklahoma, the shooter,
Red Albright spent several months as a part of the WWE roster under the name Gunner Scott on the SmackDown brand. Realized it didn't fit in too well with the glitz and glamour of sports entertainment, so embarked on a new chapter of his career to be taken as a serious wrestler here among promotions like IWC and elsewhere.
His opponent weighs in at 198 pounds. He hails from Los Angeles by way of Havana, Cuba, and is the winning IWC champion, Ricky Reyes.
Rottweiler Ricky Reyes stormed into the IWC main event scene last September, winning an 8-man tournament to capture the IWC title and doing what very few people have ever done, making Low Key tap out. Reyes has reigned as champion ever since, but now defends the title against #1 contender Brent Albright, who won a Battle Royal last month to earn the right to this match.
And you know, Chuck announced earlier, the man who never lost the title. I happen to have here a note from the man who was never pinned for the title, Shirley Doe.
Oh my. As the bell sounds, let's get the introductions out of the way real quick. Joe Dombrowski ringside with Jay Worthington and Farnsworth bringing Ricky Reyes' defense of the IWC heavyweight title against Brent Albright. And to talk about what you were touching on a moment ago, Shirley Doe, who was released from the contract, fired at the end of 2006, him and Sebastian Dark. Norm Connors realized they were just causing too much trouble in the locker room. They had to go. Farnsworth, what does Shirley Doe have to say?
IWC. Specifically, apparently, Norm Connors. ... Norm Connors. They call those ellipses.
Okay.
You couldn't beat me, so you threw me away. You've proven nothing. Congratulations, Shirley Doe.
Well, that's certainly his opinion alone, but keep in mind, even though he wasn't pinned for that championship, Reyes...
No, he was stabbed for...
Well, yeah. But Reyes takedown of Albright with the arm drag. And Albright trying to clasp the hands together. We're going to see a technical masterpiece. We've seen a lot of high risk. We've seen a lot of aerial assaults, high risk. But this is going to be about mat wrestling predominantly. That's where these two men excel best.
And we're also going to see a match between two very headstrong, very, very aggressive competitors. We're looking at two men who prefer to make their opponents tap out. And there's a certain mentality and a certain viciousness with a wrestler like that.
Reyes counters out of the head scissors by creating distance between Albright's legs. Now cinches in with a side headlock. I touched on it a moment ago. This is a battle of submission holds. The crowbar, the Fujiwara armbar that Brent Albright has perfected against the Dragon Sleeper. And I don't know if I've seen anyone tap out quicker on average than the opponents of Ricky Reyes when they're put in the Dragon Sleeper.
Not sense, and you can laugh if you want to. But shades of George the Animal Steele's flying hammerlock. No one laughs at that. You can laugh at the man all you want. That's an amazing move, and you don't see too many people using it anymore.
Well, Reyes is certainly dangerous, although for different reasons, as both him and Albright are on their feet. Albright share of championship gold in the past, former OVW heavyweight champion, Ohio Valley Wrestling. But again, as I touched on, the glitz and glamour of sports entertainment was not for Albright. He is a pure wrestler through and through, and it's great to see he's found his home right here in the IWC.
Absolutely.
So he controls Ricky Reyes. Reyes, who successfully defended that championship against Shirley Doe.
This, you can tell he's trying to wear down that arm, trying to...
Shoulder tackle. Reyes ducks underneath Albright. Albright with a headlock takes Ricky Reyes down. Arm drag now. Another, this time by Reyes. Shoots the leg cover attempt, 1 count. Albright the third chamber, right back and forth. Chain wrestling here by both men as they end in the stalemate.
Both men need to show each other that they are on level with each other. They're not going to let one get up on the other, so to speak.
Of course, Ricky Reyes, prior to IWC, no stranger to championships in his own right, former Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion. Both men are extremely well decorated and extremely well known all over the world for being just great smash mouth wrestlers with shots like that. There's a reason they call Reyes the Rottweiler. There's a reason they call Brent Albright the Shooter. And we are going to see both of those reasons in this matchup as Reyes cinches in the head scissors.
I think we're already starting to see those reasons in the match, Joe.
That's right. But just imagine how well these men are trained, how well they're conditioned, how long it's going to take, and how much you're going to have to dish out to make one of these men tap out. Because you know that's going to be their goal.
Well, even with a normal match, imagine that. But now, throw the IWC heavyweight title into the mix.
Right.
Even more reason to see just how much you can take.
I would be very surprised to see Reyes and Albright attempt to end this match by a pinfall.
I concur.
Both submission moves have been so lethal, not to use a pun with other people on the show, but so lethal, and also just so effective in such a quick amount of time, they're gonna fall back on that, especially when they feel they may be being outmatched on the mat.
To use a colloquialism, dance with who brought you.
That's right. Muscles Albright over. With a suplex, Albright, no light man. He's got to be at least 240 or 50.
Showing the sheer amount of power that Ricky Reyes has.
Yeah.
He's not one of our taller wrestlers, but he is absolutely one of the strongest men in the ring, pound for pound.
Reyes was introduced at 198 pounds. I wouldn't be surprised if he was little past 200, but you could see that is all muscle, very tightly packed into that frame. Much like a guy such as HENTAI, not the biggest in the fight, but certainly can match power with just about anybody.
Absolutely.
And Reyes, obviously sensing that Albright has the height advantage, trying to knot up the muscles in Albright's legs with those kicks and take away some of that vertical base. But I think both men were staggered on that. But Reyes is targeting the lower anatomy of Albright, trying to chop that tree down, as it says.
Well, height advantage doesn't matter when the guy's on his back, now does it, Joe?
Exactly. Check this out, Albright sends Reyes in. Reyes gets the foot up. Brings off in a hurricane run, beautifully done by Reyes. Reyes going to use that speed a little more than he might against a low key. Albright has the power and swings through with a knee right to the top of the head. This may have been the first test Reyes has been up against here in IWC where Reyes cannot match power for power, cover two, with guys like Low-Key, certainly Shirley Doe in the past. Reyes has had at least an even match playing field in power, but right now I give advantage Albright, and that may enable Reyes to maybe up the speed of this game, maybe try to up the other facets of that arsenal we may not see as often.
Well, and at the same token, it might just be that Reyes, knowing that Albright a little more powerful, may try and step up his game just to show how powerful he can be. It's sort of a let's see if you can do this kind of match.
Albright, a key lock of sorts on that left arm of Reyes, rolled him through into a pinning combination, but again, much like tapping out, it's so hard to trap these shoulders, especially with most of your effort concentrated to one side of Reyes' body.
He also could be weakening him for the crowbar.
Very true. Very, very true. And Reyes knees his way out. Reyes trained abroad for several years. Reyes about an 8-9 year pro. Studied mixed martial arts extensively here in North America and Japan. Trained in part by Antonio Inoki. I mean, we know Reyes has pain, and we know Reyes knows very intricate strategy in there. As we have a cover to kick out. But just the same, keep in mind Ben Albright. How many years he spent in the OVW school when guys were coming through there like Al Snow and Lance Storm. And Al Snow, Lance Storm can stretch away at any body part just like anybody else. Keep in mind, Al Snow has trained people for mixed martial arts before.
Absolutely.
So both these men come from very dangerous backgrounds when it comes to submission holds and trapping an opponent.
And you can still you can tell we are still in a certain level of feeling out.
Oh yeah.
They don't want to move too quickly. You know that if once Reyes gets the Dragon Sleeper on, it's normally a victory. But you haven't really seen him go for it yet.
Ooh. Albright drops Reyes with the divorce court.
It's not separated. It's divorced.
Into the cover 2 and no. And those covers certainly are, they are serving their purpose, as Reyes has to power about 250 pounds off of his anatomy in order to just stay alive in this matchup. That takes the wind out of you as well. But, you talked about that Dragon Sleeper. Anytime, with the exception of really a guy like a Low-Key or a Shirley Doe, a guy with an exceptionally high pain threshold, if Reyes gets that Dragon Sleeper on you and he locks in the body scissors and sits back, that's the key. He applies it in full with the body scissors. It usually takes less than 3 seconds for the opponent to tap out.
Now, have we really seen Albright, how well he can handle a submission? That is, not necessarily as in survive one.
Not in the IWC, I would not say so. I think this is going to be a true testament to Albright's ability here.
It's a relatively untested area we're getting into.
Look at Albright's prior opponents here in IWC. Guys like Larry Sweeney, the Austin Star, certainly great athletes, but not really submission-based. Albright control that arm again, continuing to weaken that. We have seen that crowbar though in the past. And much like the Dragon Sleeper, that crowbar gets applied. The opponent does not have much of anywhere to go. It's tap out or you're done.
Very true.
And that's going to be the most interesting spectacle to me in this matchup. Who puts on their submission move first? Whoever does may be our heavyweight champion at the end of the night. Albright not letting Reyes get to his feet at all right now, just continuing to wear away on that left arm, just taking all the strength out of it, cutting off the blood flow, numbing up that arm, so it's so much more weaker and susceptible to when he starts damn near hyperextending that elbow with that crowbar. It's going to elevate him up.
And let's be honest, within this match so far, it looks like Albright has had the better focus on his attack. He has been working that arm now for a solid 5-10 minutes.
Right.
And whereas Reyes has yet to really connect with anything that would assist him in tapping out via the Dragon Sleeper.
Also keep the fact in mind that Reyes is probably going to have an endurance advantage in this match. He is carrying significantly less body weight, so it would serve Albright to finish this matchup quicker. If Reyes can just survive, and perhaps until Albright, for lack of a better term, punches himself out of sorts, maybe Reyes can have an advantage later down the line as Reyes. The impact of that turnbuckle shot sent Reyes vaulting out of the corner, and both men, I believe, hit heads.
Well, the other endurance factor, as I've been told by several wrestlers who have spent some time around Reyes, he trains very much like a soccer player. A lot of endurance, a lot of cardio. So in addition to the size and the carrying less weight advantage, he also has probably better training, at least within the cardio realm.
I was talking to Ricky Reyes a little bit earlier tonight, and he was telling me a little bit about that training regimen. He told me he had an extensive workout session at the Alhambra Arena last night, which involved him doing 700 squats. Good Lord. Certainly a lot of leg strength behind that. You got to wonder if that's going to affect him adversely as this matchup goes on, as Reyes just jumps up and connects, I believe caught the knee right to the forehead of the shooter Brent Albright.
I'll be honest, I thought I was the only person that could do 700 squats in one sitting.
Get out of here. 2 and a kick out. The only amazing amounts of that you can do in one sitting involve eating, right?
Why you gotta pick on the fat kid, Joe?
I'm not picking on the fat. I'm just giving fans. Hey, we're behind the camera here. They can't see for themselves how ridiculously of a farce he's claiming to 700 squats is. I'll check this out. Cross arm breaker by Reyes,
and he has it sunk in. He needs to get the other foot around.
Look at the distance between Reyes and Albright's body. That is putting so much torque on that arm, and Albright finally just gets a toe right to the bottom rope, and certainly smart by Reyes as well here, because taking away that arm strength is going to affect his ability to wrench away with that crowbar.
And he also got to ride it for the 4 count. Definitely an advantage. A smart move by Reyes.
Well, Reyes certainly this deep cross overhead suplex. Reyes didn't win that championship on a fluke. He's a very smart athlete. He knows what he's doing, but Albright charges back with a hard clothesline. And that took a lot of strength out of Albright to get up that wind to sprint across the ring.
I'm going to go over to the concession table, see if I can find Reyes' head.
Referee Bobby Williams in this contest administers that obligatory 10 count. And check out Reyes, who has not moved much at all. Still favoring the area, right around the facial area, that got hit with that huge tree trunk of an arm of Brent Albright.
let's not forget that tree trunk is being powered by the tank that Brent Albright is.
Series of forearm shots by Brent Albright. Sends Reyes in, elbow shot. And Brent Albright starting to build up a little bit of momentum now for himself. Out of the corner, huge feel sends Reyes across the ring. So it's a big drop kick by the big man. And Albright, he's feeling it right now. Brent Albright could be our next heavyweight champion. Belly-to-belly throw overhead. Into the cover quickly now, too. Did not hook a leg, however.
I'm surprised he went for a pin at all.
I think Albright felt it was a lot easier to go into a pin in that instance than to try to set up the crowbar. And again, as we said, that takes a lot out of you to muscle 250 pounds off of your body every couple of minutes. Albright still very smart. Look out. Duck of the kick. Wild kick by Ricky Reyes. Catches overhead with the half Nelson suplex.
Half Nelson, half German. Half Dragon, half German. Oh.
Doing a kick out, however. Reyes dropped right on the back of that neck.
Yeah, when Reyes came up, it didn't look like he was all there.
Right. May have been not loopy, but you got to believe Reyes has a lot more neck strength than the average athlete as well, just based on that intensive training regimen, based on how thick Ricky Reyes is. I think Reyes will be able to sustain slightly more headshots than most. Not to say he's not hurting. And there's the crowbar. Crowbar cinched in. Brent Albright has put that crowbar on. He is struck first in this battle of submission wrestling. Is Reyes going to tap out? Is there a new heavyweight champion? They do not usually last this long in a hold of this magnitude.
And Reyes up, rolled through,
but Albright keeps the pain and pressure on. He did not break the grasp on the arm. He rolled along with Ricky Reyes. Reyes close to the ropes, but is he aware of it? Can he reach? Reyes' foot is close. Referee in position to detect the submission. Reyes not tapping out. Reyes alleviates some of the pressure by getting up to his knees, and a kick to the temple. Gonna break that hold.
I am impressed Reyes weathered it. You do not see that.
Shoot the legs, so you can see Reyes favoring that arm. The damage was definitely done, and that leaves that arm even more susceptible to that crowbar down the line. Reyes has a huge weak point. If Reyes does not finish this matchup soon, Brent Albright will be, my estimation, your new heavyweight champion.
Yeah, but before he becomes champion, he has to get out of this Scorpion Deathlock.
That's very true.
Shades of Ricky Chono.
Albright going for the bottom up, but Reyes pulls him away and really starts to sit back. Now that hold's applied in full. Albright's back is bent, wrenching through at the legs. Is Albright gonna tap here? How long can Reyes keep the grasp around those huge legs of the shooter? Albright, as we mentioned before, has the power advantage. He has the advantage in this situation. He gets to the ropes, hold is broken.
And you notice this time Reyes did not continue to hold it for the full 5 count.
I think
I'm saying he's a little tired.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's starting to wear him down. He needed to rest a little.
It also took so much pressure, so much force on Reyes' part to keep that hold applied with those huge legs of Albright. I think Reyes might have signaled for the Dragon Sleeper, but Albright right back into the crowbar, the Fujiwara arm bar. This is going to be it here.
He has it deep too.
I believe Albright's won his prior 2 singles matches here with that maneuver. Would not at all be surprised to see Albright win the title, but Reyes again wiggles free, roll up, count up 2. Albright comes back out of it, still with that arm. Can you believe the focus of Albright?
I am shocked that Reyes doesn't have a hyperextended elbow at this point.
Albright continues torquing away at that elbow and arm. How much more can Reyes stand?
He's to the ropes.
How long will Albright keep it on? The full 4 seconds. All the damage it can possibly do, Albright has done. And Reyes, I don't know if Reyes is looking for a way out or a breather or what. But Ricky Reyes, slam counter!
That's it!
Dragon Sleeper! He can't get the scissors in full though. Only one leg wrapped around. Is that enough for a tap out? I don't know if Reyes can wrap his body around the huge frame of Albright. Albright over the top of Reyes. Shoulders down. 2, driving with the legs, no. Both men countering each other's signature submission move, and Reyes blocks the body scissors first, now goes to the sleeper, has it stitched in again. Will Albright tap out?
He has the body scissors. I'm impressed that Albright has not tapped out yet either.
And Albright now, time for him to show his pain threshold and see how much he can withstand.
We're into the 15-second range. He tapped!
That's it. Can only hold on for so long.
The winner of this contest by submission is still IWC Champion, Delirious.
Crowbar versus Dragon Sleeper on this night. Dragon Sleeper is victorious with the body scissors. Reyes claims another victim in that lethal submission hold. Albright lasted longer than most, but it was just too much. Albright, losing consciousness fast, had to tap.
Congratulations to Reyes. What an accomplishment. What a match. To be able to actually get Albright to tap out is an impressive feat. And the champ should be proud of himself.
Reyes, the worse for wear. His left arm is dangling in front of him. But through the war, he retains the IWC Heavyweight Championship over Brent Albright. Fantastic broadcast here tonight.